everyone. This is the Easy Allies podcast. I'm your moderator, Kyle Bossman, and joining us this week, Michael Damiani.
Wow, the mist out here. It's really getting in my eyes.
Ian Hink.
Kyle Bossman, covered in tears.
Brendan Jones.
Somebody brought a flashlight, right?
And so, what is that line?
The mist, and I don't know. We're lost in the mist or something.
Okay, sure.
Can I quickly mention that my friend Jack and I did a Mist-only speedrun of the show Mist on
very
Netflix?
quickly. You can say this very quickly.
If the preview frame didn't have Mist in it, we skipped it.
How
That
long?
show is terrible, but we got through the entire season in about an hour and a half.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, that show's bad. Don't watch it.
Just the mist stuff.
Yeah. We actually understood the entire plot, too.
To listeners, the reason we were on that bit, I do feel I have to explain off the top of this podcast, is my eyes are very wet right now. Just put some eye drops in them.
Yeah. And they're running, like, horizontally across his nose.
Okay. Hey, whatever.
It's like you're in a convertible right now or something.
Going
I
backwards.
feel nice, though. The eyes feel nice.
That's all that
I
matters.
feel
All right.
comfortable
That's all that matters.
eyes.
Good stuff.
Michael Damiani, what is your goal this week?
To say no more than... I have to less than 3 times use the word
Less than 3.
That was me
so
last week.
just
Wait,
last
yeah.
week, Jones did 4.
Whoa,
Okay.
one-upsmanship.
I did way more than 4. When I was watching it later, near the end, clearly did not count several.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It was in the teens.
Fourth failed.
Okay. Ian Hink, what is your goal this week?
You're all just going to have to trust me on this one. This is a personal exercise for myself. I want to, at some point in this podcast, not be thinking about synths.
No synths.
Because I think about synths pretty much all the time.
Okay.
Like, a part of my brain is constantly thinking about a synth.
And when you say that, are you thinking of like shopping or like
No,
buying
just
a new
thinking about
synth?
my synths.
So, but I mean, are you thinking about like music?
Yeah, like things I could do on the OP1 that I just got.
Got it,
you
got
know,
it.
thinking about my Korg mini log, you know.
All right, no synths. For the
Synths.
rest of this podcast. We'll save that for the synth podcast.
Yeah. Which is coming in April.
The Brandon Jones.
My goal is to respond to something with something Mario would say. An exclamation Mario would make. To something in the
Okay,
podcast.
I love that. My goal is to
that'll
end the
do.
podcast a little bit heavier than I started it. Ooh. It is now time for corrections.
Wait, like physically?
Begin corrections music, please. Housemarques in Finland. And we want to make it very clear that Sony-funded games still need to make money. We were never suggesting that Sony first-party games are just... They only exist just to sell consoles. Obviously, we weren't talking in black and white like that. There is less pressure, I would say, on first-party titles to make money as opposed to EA titles. We may get into that. But that's the comparison. We saw the tweet. We saw Druckmann say that it was important for Uncharted to make money. We know it's important. But still, it's less so. And correction music, please.
Just 2.
Well, no, look, everyone, it's late. I didn't put as much prep into this podcast as I normally do.
Okay.
I was writing a rap. I had to write a 2-minute rap, which is a regular song length, almost regular song length.
Depends on the song. If you're like Minor Threat, that's like 4 songs.
What is Minor Threat?
They're like a punk band.
Cool. So that
All
was
the
a good
songs are very
reference.
short.
Kyle, how about you have to wrap the corrections next episode to make up
To
for
make
this?
up for it.
Yes.
No.
Okay. Just an idea.
I mean, now I have to.
So there
you don't.
could have been more corrections. That's as far as you got.
This is what I remember. This is the one. Like sometimes,
Got it.
like I was like, I should have gotten that right. You know, those are the corrections I like to put in, and then there's other ones that are like, I don't, they're entertaining to me. And so yeah, I did not dig through every comment of last week's episode. There could be some hidden corrections in there.
Gotta say, this podcast is off to a bad start.
No, I like this so far.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah,
My eye hurts. I don't know.
sure.
Oh, jeez.
And
Feels
Ian,
weird.
as you say, this podcast is off to a bad start. I disagree with it, but I want to talk about something that is kind of serious. In that Damiani asked me what we're talking about this week and asked if we're talking about IGN. And my answer was no, because again, there's a lot of things I don't cover on the podcast, but I want to make it clear to the audience why the answer is no. I don't want to look like we're just afraid to talk about things. It's more just what I want to discuss on the podcast and things like that. But as Damiani said, he thinks it's important to put out a positive message out there, even if we don't discuss the news in particular. Damiani, you said this best. and you look at me with these big eyes as just like, he's doing
No.
well. Keep
Yeah,
going.
you're doing a good job.
Okay.
I mean, you're the host, so keep going. You got it.
Don't stop now.
Anyway, yeah, we care about victims. We care about what's happening out there. We don't have opposing opinions at this desk. We don't have takes on such matters. And so, yeah, we do want to spread positivity. We want to make anyone know that, we have backs. We got your back. But, yeah, I don't want... Go ahead.
To catch people up,
Yeah.
2 women at IGN, one
Yeah.
currently working there, one not, came out and claimed that one of them specifically, came out and claimed that she had previously been sexually harassed at IGN. Reached out to HQ, reached out to HR, and they didn't respond favorably. They made her sign a document that said, "Don't talk about this, or you're going to be fired." And so the people at IGN stood up and striked, and only did that for a day. And 2 things I want to point out that it was very that I was proud of. One, I thought IGN was very quick to react to this. They definitely, I mean, they were poked and prodded to do so. But I give credit to IGN for getting out and actually issuing a statement. And props to the second person, I believe the woman who is not currently working at IGN, who was kind of forced into the situation, it seemed, from my perspective, because one of the women came out and made that statement, and the other one was like, oh, from my perspective, like, oh, we're doing this, okay. And so she took a little time and then finally decided, okay, I'm going to attach my name to this as well.
Jones?
And she came out on social media. So
We're
props
officially-
to IGN and props to her.
We're officially talking about it.
We're doing it, yeah.
Okay, I mean, I gotta trust you. You're the co-host. I gotta trust your instincts on this.
Well, I just want to give credit where I believe credit is due.
Sure.
Where as of right now, it is. I wouldn't say the situation is handled. I don't think any of these situations will ever be handled. But I like what was done on both ends of the aisle there.
Okay.
From my perspective.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Oh, yeah. It's just there are greater places to have these conversations than the Easy Allies podcast, which is a stupid podcast. We're
It's
dumb
definitely a
dumbs.
fun, light podcast.
Yeah.
But I mean, it goes. I mean, I guess it doesn't go without saying, but like, we believe people. We believe victims when they say they've been the target of some kind of harassment. And, like, we believe you, and we support you.
Yes.
You know.
Thank you, Ian. Yes.
Yeah, and that's our stance. You know, and these investigations, they happen, and then the things that are found out or not found out. But it's like, you know, the baseline is listening and believing people when they say things. And, you know, that's just common sense, common courtesy, I think.
And that is the Easy Allies policy going forward, because I don't think this is the last week we have a story like this to talk about.
Sure.
Right.
Okay.
It's pretty frequent recently, which
Right.
is maybe good that we're hearing about all these things. I mean, it is good, I think,
Yeah, definitely.
that it's all coming out.
I was thinking about that. I was thinking about the power of social media, and I don't want to get into it. That's a whole other thing. But yeah, it's weird. It's an interesting.
It's a
time to live
huge, heavy issue that, like, also, like, we're 4 white, you know, men, more or less. And
The
it's
number
like,
4.
Yeah. And it's like, and the Easy Allies, we're all white people.
White men. I go. You're saying
for white
FOR.
men.
White
Oh,
men.
yeah. No. 1, 2, 3, 4. Woohoo! You know, male presenting individuals, more or less. And, like, you know, what are we going to say besides we support
There you go.
victims?
Yeah.
Now, as part of the stupid podcast, it is time for one of my favorite segments. Rank the significance. Good transition.
Yeah.
So, Jones, you're perplexed about rank the significance.
I can't. What's it about?
2 huge cameos in some huge fighting games.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So, just this week, in respective tournaments for these 2 games, we had Noctis announced for Tekken 7, Noctis of Final Fantasy 15. And
That Noctis.
and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in Injustice 2.
Wait,
Along with Huntress
Who are the
and Adam.
Ninja Turtles? What are the 4 Ninja Turtles?
Michelangelo, Leonardo, Raphael, and Splinter. So I want.
Wait, can you permit me a beautiful anecdote that I heard from my friend?
This is your second anecdote. You got one more after this.
Okay, I'm limited to 3. It's like in 4th grade when I was limited to 3 times to speak in a class. But
Whoa,
that's true.
that's a good anecdote.
I'm a disruptive youth.
No.
I was a disruptive youth and adult. But my friend was in a restaurant, and there were these 4 older women trying very, very loudly to remember the names of the turtles, and they couldn't do it, and the entire restaurant was just listening to them, and everyone was really annoyed. So then finally, he just got up, walked over, and went, Michelangelo, Donatello, Leonardo, and Raphael, and then just went back and sat down, and the entire restaurant started cheering. And it's beautiful. Ike, you're a genius. Anyway, sorry.
Thank you, Kyle.
For what?
For naming the Ninja Turtles.
Oh, you're welcome, Damiani. So I think it's a little too easy to rank the significance off the top. It's Ninja Turtles, but I want to have a more nuanced discussion about it. You know what I mean? Like about each announcement, and if Noctis is actually a big deal, if that is a pull, if that is a get.
I thought it was a better trailer. I enjoyed the Noctis trailer more, but the announcement was more fun.
Jones, I love trailers. That's insane to me. You like that Noctis trailer more?
More work was put into that, clearly.
What?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's do this. It's
Okay.
different work.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Right.
What do you like about that trailer?
I like that it plays up the wackiness of Noctis being in this world. I
You're
like
right. Yeah.
I like that they play with which of the four of them are gonna go. You know,
Right.
that it starts with Noctis with the slow reveal, so it's like, okay, it's probably gonna be him. But I like that, Prompto's like, it should be me. I'll be back in no second. It'd be no big deal. Like, I think that's fun. I like that they go straight into gameplay. We see like all of his moves. I just think it's got a fun little. I think the ending's a little soft, but I think that was definitely a conceived. I think more thought and planning went into the creation of that trailer than the other trailer. The other trailer seems to kind of be in line with a lot of the other announcements that.
Jones, I watched the dips from Black, and I just think you've killed your pacing 3 times in this trailer.
I agree.
I mean, the Noctis trailer is a trailer I would not have watched the entirety of had I not had to for this podcast.
Well, here's a like just a plainly good thing about that trailer is they show gameplay. We know exactly what Noctis looks like in Tekken 7. Whereas the Ninja Turtles reveal, it does, Jones, it happens in a typical Injustice 2 trailer.
Right.
Atom? A-T-O-M?
The Atom.
The Atom. So Black Adam is also DC.
Correct. But that's Adam with a D, A-D-A-M.
Okay.
And this is the Atom, A-T-O-M.
And he can make multiple versions of himself,
He
too?
can shrink, and so that's like their example of him getting bigger, and so just to kind of shows like here's where he's been.
That
So
was
it's like
unclear to
a
me.
motion
Up and
trail,
at
yeah.
them.
I thought he was like the guy who can multiply himself. So that was just like, how do we show him
The
growing?
visual representation of him like getting bigger.
In the Ant-Man
like the Dawn
movie,
effect
doesn't it
that
do
you
that?
did in
right, yeah.
in Opinion Yell.
Ant-Man, they kind of did that too, where it's like
A little bit, yeah.
right?
The poster
Just
is
a
him
little
of
bit.
various
Yeah,
sizes
yeah.
going
Okay.
down, so yeah.
Okay.
And then the Enchantress, just
Yes.
Enchantress
Yep.
from Suicide Squad.
Please don't
But a
correct
much
us on
different-
that.
much
we know
different
she's
version
probably in
of-
something before Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I mean,
we
she's
know.
whatever.
Not a
But that's
motion-
what we know her from.
not a motion
She's
picture,
from
I
the
don't
one
believe.
good
Certainly not
shot.
live action.
Yeah.
She's from the one good shot of that movie where her hand is on the desk and then Enchantress's hand comes in and then it flips and then she becomes Enchantress.
That's the one good
That
shot?
was cool. Suicide Squad, bad movie.
Super,
I know it's
bad.
a hot take.
Yeah. There's birds. What do you got, Damiani?
I feel like the Injustice trailer was more of a hype trailer.
Right.
Sure.
Yes.
The slow reveal.
Yeah.
You don't know what's coming. You see the
More of a
sigh.
surprise.
Yeah, throwing down the sigh. I'm not the biggest expert in DC lore. It could have been someone other than Raphael Sai, correct? Like some other character in
Could've been
DC.
like Deathstroke.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah.
like,
So
yeah.
who you're
They
thinking
might be in
there
Could have been
about
like one of the ninjas, one of the assassins.
Yeah,
Could have been
sure.
Talia.
who is
could-
this? As soon as the coat, though, as soon as I saw
Yeah,
the trench
yeah,
coat,
yeah,
and the
yeah.
hat,
You're like,
and I-
oh.
yes,
Fun reveal with Raph. Like,
Raphael.
so good in the iconic shot. That got me more excited about Injustice because I'm more into Ninja Turtles. I like that reveal, but the Noctis trailer, I agree. I feel is a little bit too drawn out. There was no surprise to that the immediate first shot. Any 15 fan could have told that the font they use, like, oh, that's the 15 font. Soon as they like zoom out and you see the telephone and the ring, you should know by then, oh, that's Noctis's phone.
Yeah.
Then you see the newspaper. Oh, he's in one of the shops or whatever. Oh, they're at the garage or at Sid's garage. It was not a surprise
So
reveal.
like Jones, I feel like this would be a Trailer Jones discussion. Is
Sure.
the purpose of a trailer? Because this one is revealed at a Tekken 7 tournament. You
Right.
know, and to think of the crowd just kind of like murmuring while he's having that entire phone call. You know, like Damiani said, the other one is hype. And I think if you're showing it in front of a live audience, hype should be your prime directive.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know, like not necessarily telling the story of Noctis getting on the phone and everything. I think that's why I would knock it as a trailer.
Also, I think we kind of mentioned this while we were watching it, but the fact that it has the Tekken splash at the beginning of the trailer for Noctis, then the trailer doesn't play out like that. Like, a perfect example is Thor Ragnarok, where the trailers all ruined the biggest reveal in that movie, but the movie itself plays out like you don't already know what's about to happen.
Yeah.
It's like the movie is spending a half hour building up something that everyone in the audience already knows is going to happen. And this trailer does the same thing, where it's building up to this reveal, like, oh, he's going into Tekken?
Yeah.
But it ruins it by having the Tekken stuff at the very beginning.
Yeah.
It's very weird.
So outside of the trailers, though, is Noctis a big deal? Is it actually that interesting for him to appear in Tekken 7?
Such a bizarre character to pick, especially out of any of the Square Enix characters they could have thrown into Tekken. Noctis seems just doesn't seem like he fits in with the playstyle. Watching that trailer, watching the amount of teleporting, the warp strikes he was doing, the teleporting around and hitting people, it's just so weird.
They never show him getting hit.
Yeah.
He's just killing guys the whole trailer.
I love how many KOs
so
were in it. He was not
flashy.
only doing moves, he was always winning with every move he did. All right.
Every move was a killing move.
Square Enix, like, he can never get hit in the trailer.
Yeah.
It must be perfect.
He is doing like parries. He is blocking,
Well,
but
I
like
think
never
they do
takes
that.
damage. It's
They do
so
that
funny.
because they want to hype him up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like, you're not really clear on what he actually plays like, kinda.
Yeah.
Because it's only the hype stuff.
When they put Akuma, or they put, I mean, any other Street Fighter character, the concept of them being in a Tekken game, like projectile character and Street Fighter moves, there's always like a conflict of like, that's not the style of Tekken. They don't necessarily fit into that universe. They did a decent job with Akuma, I think.
They did a great job with Akuma.
Noctis is a whole other level of what the hell. And I thought I saw some of the reactions to it of people saying, why Noctis? Why? That's so bizarre and random. I think they did it for shock value. Oh, Noctis. Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a headline I'm going to read tomorrow on a news site, that Noctis is in Tekken 7.
It made it to the podcast.
It'll get people talking about it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's so bizarre. I don't know what other Square Enix character I would have thrown in there over him. I mean, Cloud would have been easier. Everyone's like, well, Cloud was in Smash Brothers. You can't ever put him in another fighting game now. It's like,
Yeah.
of course you can. You can put Cloud in there. You could have put a Dragoon, or I don't know, like a more melee monk class would have probably fit in.
But then you had to create that whole entire character model. And so many animations and so many, like, how do we actually make these magic spells work?
like Gladio would have actually been a better character to have been there.
No.
Yes, Gladio, big hulking Gladio, yeah.
Why would no?
But that's why I like that moment if he's like, clearly I should go.
Yeah, I
you
do
know?
like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, because he does make
And
more
I-
sense in Tekken for sure.
And I think this way, like the actual structure, like the running time and the pacing, and like you're saying, the going to black and everything like
Yeah.
that. Like, yeah, I think obviously the Injustice is a little tighter, but I think inevitably when you have announcements like this, certainly with Injustice, even just amongst Easy Allies, we had a little hot debate in Slack when like they were announcing stuff, and it was like, well, I think this is kind of dumb that these characters are added. Like, doesn't make any sense. I saw some people that were like, I love the Turtles, but I'm paying money on this game because I like DC. I want more DC characters, and so I think. I like the Tekken 7 trailer addresses that. They realize like this makes no sense.
Yeah.
And we understand that, and we want to play with it, you know. Whereas like, and so I kind of like that it gets down to the kind of little meta levels. Like it gets a little bit past the announcement and kind of gets into the playfulness of that this is nonsensical. Whereas Injustice is just kind of surface level of just like, there they are, be excited, trailer's over. So.
The legit question I have for you guys, because I'm not really sure, because I'm kind of divorced from the fighting game scene and I didn't play all that much of 15, but like it doesn't seem like it's going to push units.
Oh,
like
the overlap?
Noctis isn't a system. Noctis isn't a household name.
Yeah.
I don't see this like causing that many people to go out and buy either of these games.
I almost think Geese Howard will sell more. I think more people will download Geese Howard than will download Noctis.
Who is that?
We're Tekken.
Yeah, for Tekken. He's the character.
Geese.
He's the second character who will be in there. Fatal Fury, is that one?
He's the
from?
villain, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
From Fatal Fury.
Yeah, Neo Geo fighting game.
Yeah.
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 Like that's like more like that's not a household name either, but like for me anyway. But
Yeah.
that's more interesting, and it seems like kind of a cool thing. But like this to me is like, all right, I'm not gonna buy Tekken 7 for this.
Maybe it's not buying Tekken 7, Kyle. I'm sorry, I don't know this off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Either both these characters are part of paid DLC, so maybe it's just trying to get people who already own Tekken 7 to keep buying into.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, that's what I mean. That's why I think
ecosystem.
more people get Geese than will actually download Noctis.
I see.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But I mean, I guess most people get season passes anyway.
So they're just looking for the maybe small overlap. I mean, I don't know how big overlap of people who already like Tekken 7 and already like Final Fantasy 15. They're a sure thing.
Yeah.
And they don't care if anyone else does it.
They're out there.
I'm sure they're out there.
We've talked about this. We have so many things to talk about. We talked about this for way too long, but
I got more.
I want to touch on one thing too.
That was a really important thing that we haven't talked about that needs to be addressed.
Okay, let me go first.
Okay.
This to me is the version of the Ninja Turtles we all want.
That, baby.
visually, yes.
You wanted to say the same thing?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
the movies,
Yes.
man.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
You don't see them in new movies. You don't see them on TV.
Yeah.
You don't even see video games made out of these Ninja Turtles.
These are not the Bay Turtles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Those freakazoids.
I mean, that's very surprising to me.
Yeah.
You know, that they went to the turtle people and were like, we want turtles, and those turtle people weren't like, well, you're getting Bay. Period. Like
Yes.
they're Pull a Lucas, where they're like, you're getting the version we're selling right now or nothing, or even like one of the new, because it seems like there's a new Ninja Turtle cartoon like every 2 years.
It does.
I wonder if it's the other way around actually, because maybe they could only get the license for these. They couldn't get the license.
Yeah,
for
'cause-
Michael Bay.
Doesn't Param or Viacom still have the
Viacom,
Ninja? But
they were doing a Ninja Turtles
but
cartoon.
Kevin
I don't know if it's still
Eastman
going.
is the creator of Ninja Turtles, right? Kevin Eastman Studios, whatever, holds like the
not
general rights to it. I'm not entirely sure. I get a
know-
bunch of emails from Kevin Eastman Studios about Ninja Turtle stuff. So and
What are they
that's-
emailing you about, Damiani? You
like
should
comics
reply.
and stuff. No.
Well, not on
No. It's like someone signed me up for a fan letter
I know,
for
I
it
know.
or something.
I know Nickelodeon had a Ninja Turtle show
Yeah.
a year ago, or
yeah.
I don't know if it's still going.
But yeah, I think that it's definitely Viacom because Paramount does
Viacom
the
for sure,
Bay
yeah.
movies too. Yeah. Yeah, but it's directly referenced. Like the Raphael wearing that coat and
Yeah.
hat. That's the movie.
Yeah.
The what you call the iconic shot is from the animated opening. But it shows the turtles jumping up across
Yeah.
the sky.
Yeah.
It's the turtles we all wanted, and it just to me it's very savvy. It's a good representation of the Ninja Turtles. Pretty crazy.
And it hits the right age range of audience, I think, for that game, probably.
Yeah, it 100% does. It's not the children who are watching the Nickelodeon show. An adult, I have to assume. But yeah, just
I heard it's kind of good. I don't know.
yeah. Matt Blair loved that show.
Really? Yeah, I sat on a plane next to a guy who was like a head of animation on that show or something, and we talked about it.
Nice.
It was cool.
It's now time to rank the significance. Noctis or Ninja Turtles? I should say Noctis in Tekken 7 or Ninja Turtles or in Injustice 2. Damiani.
Ninja Turtles.
Ian Hink.
Turtles, baby.
Brandon Jones.
Turtles.
Yeah, it's Turtles.
Cowabunga, baby.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah,
Come on.
Teenage Mutant
I thought that segment would breeze by, but we had a lot to say about those two things.
It's gonna be a long night.
No, I'll go fast.
Hey, I'm not complaining.
So, the nominees for Game of the Year, for all the nominees actually, for the Game Awards popped up.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Who are jurors on that?
Who are jurors?
Yeah.
Who are jurors?
What are jurors? Why are they not called judges?
Jones.
Are there judges above the jurors?
Are the judges above the jurors, Jones?
Jones?
Well,
What do you
there's
know, man?
there's another name too. There's like Hirschberg and a bunch of like Kojima and I can't remember what they're called.
They're on like the
advisors. or
jury.
something.
They're probably called
I think it's the
something
Game Awards
circle.
Advisory Committee or
Yeah.
something.
yeah.
There's a bunch of studio heads.
They should call
that
them
are there.
the like Circle of Masters or something.
But I don't know. I was actually curious to go back to like the correspondence with Keeley via email and see like what he called us, like
Yeah.
what the actual term would be.
Anyway,
But
we're jurors.
If you go to GameAwards.com/jury, you will see our name up there.
yeah.
It's like being in
on
the
the list.
Academy. It's kind of official.
It's pretty crazy. Time Magazine, Wall Street Journal, there's some big
Yeah.
names there. So
If you go to that page on the phone, it'll look really weird.
yeah.
True.
But
Just
we're
say it
on it.
didn't look weird on my phone, but I don't know if I was on the same page as you.
Oh yeah. I don't know.
Could be weird.
These are the important
This
things.
is important stuff we need to go
Important
over.
news items.
Kyle really wanted us to discuss this.
Here are the Game of the Year nominees for the Game Awards. Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild,
Correct.
Super Mario Odyssey,
Yahoo! Correct.
PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Sure. Okay.
Ooh, okay, we'll get back to this. Persona 5
Yeah. Correct.
and Horizon Zero Dawn.
Ooh, nice.
Those are the 5 nominees.
Good list.
Only
Yeah.
5. Okay.
Wow. I have a question, Kyle Bossman.
Go ahead. Yes.
The criteria for these games, do they have to be released official completed games?
Yes.
So, but wait a second. I thought PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds is still technically not an official release. It's still in beta.
I can spend money and play the game.
Yeah, but so you do have a lot of stuff, but it doesn't mean it's really out.
Hey, if it's good, nominate it.
So does that mean like preview games that aren't out yet could be eligible for this?
If they're good, if they're Game of the Year caliber preview games.
I think it'll be out by the time Game Awards happens.
No.
It won't actually. It comes out December 12th, which is after the Game Awards. Yeah.
I'm
It
sorry.
won't win.
I'm making
It might win.
I'm making a
won't.
joke out of this, Kyle.
Yeah.
I'm making a joke out of this, Kyle.
Well, this is what Jones kind of wanted to talk about. Is it's a little in that gray area.
It is a gray area, Jones. I think though if it's a game, Kyle made a good point. If it's something you're paying for, something a ton of people are playing, and it's a game you can like, it looks like and plays like a complete game. Just because like call it a beta, just like Gmail's was in beta forever.
For like a decade.
Who cares if it's
no
being
official
labeled as a
definition for
beta?
that.
Yeah.
I think
Don't get worked up about that.
My stance is I mean, whatever rules they set up, like obviously are the rules that we have internally for what we do in Game of the Year in January are different from what they do at the Game Awards. So like, I don't think it's breaking rules necessarily. What's a little weird is I'm seeing some people on social media being like, hey, if you can buy it, then it's Game of the Year. And people are like, okay, what about next year? And it's like, nominate again. And it's like, well, wait, no, you can't. What? Like, no, you get one shot.
Yeah.
Yes.
I strongly believe in that.
Yes.
And that's my big question is to fans of PlayerUnknown is like, is this game going to change drastically in 12 months? Then maybe next year is the year that you really want that to win if you're supporting Pub.
I see.
Right.
And so if you really, if you're in Pub's corner and you're like, I hope it wins this year, maybe this isn't the year to really get out there. You know, it's like, is it going to be less popular, more popular next year? I don't know. And so that irks me a little bit, this kind of idea of like, well, you know, let's nominate World of Warcraft this year. You know, it's like, because in that way, let's nominate Super Metroid, because that came out this year, right?
Well, hold on. There's something, Jones, there's actually something interesting about this, is that they do have a new category called Best Ongoing Game.
Correct.
And so I think that's a good fix for that. I think that's actually pretty good. And what I like about that category is that is uniquely gaming. I think that's actually really cool to reward a game that does continue and going on and forward. Obviously, Emmys nominate TV shows that go on forward, but I like this idea of best ongoing game, rewarding a game for keeping its fan base and audience interested.
Yeah, but then does that game get mutually excluded from being Game of the Year, like the biggest?
Yeah,
so
Overwatch can't win Game of the Year this year.
Okay, but can it have been nominated for 1 year?
PUBG is in both.
So yeah, no, it's in both.
But
do you think that's okay? Do you think like it gets its one chance at all the other categories, but in as long as it's a game as a service, it still gets to be in that one special category each year thereafter. So basically, PUBG gets 1 year where it can be eligible in every category. And then next year, if it chooses this year, which it is, and then next year, it better not be in any category other than ongoing games, right?
I feel like, Damiani, right now, you might be pushing a little agenda for Final Fantasy XIV's music. Is that happening right now?
14's music?
Yes.
No.
Is that what this is about?
Do you mean 15's music?
No, I mean 14. Final Fantasy 14 has ongoing music. They add music to it every year, and you're like, well,
okay,
that's
so
a really good
I think
soundtrack.
Kyle is projecting partly onto me with my projection I'm about to do.
What is
He's
your
kind of
projection?
piggybacking on my projection.
Okay,
here.
what is your projection?
We didn't get to it yet. All the other categories, but I do think 14 belongs in the ongoing category over some of those other nominees. But that's
13?
cool. 14.
14's
ongoing
game.
14.
Yeah.
13
it's
and ongoing would be very
13
fun.
should not be on there.
I was like, wait, what?
13 should not be on there. That's a whole other
Is 14
subject.
not in ongoing?
It's not on the ongoing one.
Oh, weird.
And I saw the nominees like, okay.
Well, it's like Rainbow Six Siege. That deserves to be there.
Not over 14.
Whoa.
How are you grading it? Based on how good it is over time still, like the consistency of good quality content updates. I don't mean to be mean and I'm gonna call me biased, but I don't know any game that does as frequent updates as 14 that everyone seems to go, whoa, that was pretty good.
I mean, you're biased.
Yeah, but it lasts a month, but then 2 months later, it's a whole nother one.
Right.
WoW
I
fans
think the
forever had
thing
to
would
use
be Warframe. Warframe's
Warframe does a good job too, from what I hear. They're pretty good, but
yeah.
WoW
So
for the longest time was you had to wait a year or more for an update. It's like, okay,
Is Minecraft
it's a good game.
in
It's
the
a great
ongoing category?
It isn't.
No, it's not.
I'm actually very
it's
surprised.
Destiny. Destiny's in there. Destiny 2.
Okay. I'm very surprised Minecraft
Destiny
is not
2.
in there.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway, it's new.
Is Destiny 2 an ongoing?
I believe it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little weird because it's not ongoing. It's going.
Right.
It's ongoing next year.
Yeah.
So that's a bit bizarre.
Yeah,
but whatever.
that was a little
came out this
premature.
year,
to
yeah.
announce-
Yeah.
A game that just came out shouldn't be in the ongoing category.
Ooh, I might have to do prove it ticket to you, Damiani. Make sure Destiny 2 is in there. Will you be willing to look up the
Something of
nominees?
Destiny's in there.
I feel like
it
it
might be
might be.
Destiny 1 then.
No, it's definitely okay. Look it up real quick. You got your phone right there.
Oh,
Look at
you
those
don't have
nominees.
it on
the-
your sheet.
No, I wish I had.
The
All I
thing
have is
with-
goatees. Yeah.
The thing with stuff like that is like, I mean, maybe I'm just like, this is my perspective because that just is. But like, PUBG will take ongoing and not win goatee, and like, because that's just how these things work.
Yeah.
It's like we'll give it the other category because it's clearly not going to beat Zelda or Mario or whatever.
We are jurors, so it's kind of weird to talk about it, but I kind of still want to talk about it, Jones. I don't know how you feel about that. Do you want to make picks for what's going to win GOTY for Game Awards, or no? Is that like?
I mean,
Is that too weird?
we're going to choose as a group what our vote is.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like us talking about it on this podcast doesn't change what we'll as a group probably
Right. We don't know
decide.
what everyone else.
Yeah, we don't know what everyone's going to decide.
There are several people within the U.S. and internationally that are jurors or they're on the jury.
Well, I'll say
So-
this. I think that Zelda and Mario are in a tier, and I wonder if PUBG is in the same tier. I'm not feeling good about Horizon winning, and I'm not feeling good about Persona winning. That's kind of how I look at this.
That's how I would look at it too.
It's
But-
tough, yeah, because it seems like, and this it's horribly naive, and here come the negative comments directed at me.
I'm on the
I
podcast.
feel like Zelda and Persona 5 and Mario, those feel like games. Whereas like pub is kind of an experience right now. It's like an interesting thing to like get involved in and test. And like that's really been an interesting story. But if you're like really saying like this team that put this thing together, like good job. I would lean a little bit more toward something that's done. Something the developers were like, we're done. Like I know, like, because a lot of people are like, what does that mean? What does early access mean? It doesn't matter. Well, it means something to them. They clearly put themselves out there and said, we're not finished. Like, not even to a point where we consider this game done. And so it is a little weird that other games are like, yeah, we put it on the shelf. It's a complete thing. The game you play now is probably the game you're going to be playing later. For that to be considered on the same tier. It's
Zelda's
it's
not
tough to
done.
equate those things.
Zelda's not done, man.
I mean, they're still patching
Yeah.
it and DLC is still coming out. But
Yeah.
like it has a
You
release.
haven't seen the end of the story.
But you're not going to like boot up Zelda tomorrow and the Master Sword's gone. Like, whoa. And they're like, yeah, we made a decision.
You don't know.
We balanced it out. Yeah, we nerfed it.
You're only gonna
Have you
add,
checked
they're not
yet,
gonna,
Jones? It might be gone.
Yeah, you never know.
Fair enough, Jones. Yeah, so that's exciting. That's coming up, and yeah. Sure.
And something I made an announcement on Cuppa Jones that officially that we were Game Awards nominees. Worth saying that that is
We're
why.
not Game Awards nominees.
Sorry, Game Awards
Nominators.
Jurors.
We're jurors.
Jurors. But that is why our bets for the December are going to be PSX related and not Game Awards related.
Yeah, we won't
because
bet
that
on
is
it.
bad form to bet on the Game Awards when we were involved.
We'll discuss it, but we're not going to bet on it.
So Damiani looked it up. Destiny 2 is indeed nominated for Best Ongoing Game.
All right.
Hey, all right. Oh, Warframe is as well.
Yeah, if we can do odds, I'm going to say Destiny 2 has low odds of winning that category.
Oh yeah.
I would say that's a
Player
good bet.
Unknown's gonna win that
Yeah,
category.
Player
call
Unknown
that.
is
That
got
or
that
Overwatch.
locked.
Yeah.
It's that and Overwatch.
That and
will
Overwatch are
fight
the only
for it,
contender.
Yeah.
I will say that Game Awards, is this the third one?
This is the fourth.
Fourth one.
Yeah.
Okay, even better. They've gone in surprising ways in the past. Like things have won categories that I did not expect. So you really don't ever know.
Yeah, Overwatch won last year, which I think is a really good pick, and I'm surprised it didn't win in more outlets.
Yeah.
We didn't give it to Overwatch.
I remember the one that won the first Game Awards. I was like, whoa, okay.
Ooh, was
I don't remember what it was.
It,
It was Dragon Age. I think that was
Yeah,
Hearthstone
it was
here.
Dragon Age and it beat something. Yeah.
I think it was Dragon Age. Rough year.
It was an interesting year. It was
It was a very weird year.
That year was going to splinter off into a billion different directions because everything was kind of like B+.
Right.
Like across the board. Like there wasn't that one like, whoa.
Right.
And then this year, I really can't see it being anything other than PUBG, Mario, Zelda. I can't see any of the other games winning.
But like Persona 5 is a 5-2. It's like very hard. Like this year we've got a whole bunch of A's.
Yeah.
yes.
Whole bunch of
I've-
top
I've-
tier games.
I've seen people thrown out crazy that they're like, there is no game I played this year better than Nier Automata.
Right.
Yeah.
Period. I saw somebody
We're
that
an
like,
Automata
What Remains of Edith
family.
Finch is without a doubt the best game in 2017.
Yeah,
So
great
like, whoa,
game.
okay. Like,
That's
they're
a
not
great
wrong.
game.
Like they're all like Rhyme, like clearly the game of the year. Like, whoa,
Yeah.
okay.
Played
A
on
lot of good
Switch.
stuff. Yeah.
Are you voting right now?
No, I wanted to talk about one last snub.
Okay,
before we
one
move
last
on.
snub, okay.
So best score soundtrack nominees were Destiny 2, Cuphead, Nier, Good Thing, Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey, Persona 5, good there. No.
6 nominees.
This is all killer. What's wrong?
These are all good.
Okay.
But I think it got forgotten because it came out last year and still technically eligible because of the weird time window for the Game Awards. Final Fantasy 15 soundtrack, just forgotten. Amazing soundtrack.
Final Fantasy 15 wasn't eligible last year?
Nope, it's actually nominated for one category this year.
This should be in Goaties. 15 should be in Goaties.
Sorry.
Kyle's going nuts now. I guess Kyle's is realizing that it was even a bigger
You trying to tell me Persona 5 is better than Final Fantasy 15?
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course
I know.
it is.
I know.
Easily.
There's the one time I'll stand up for 15 that it got snubbed for soundtrack.
Okay. Oh, and that's why you were talking about
I would have kicked out Mario or Zelda for Final Fantasy 15 easily.
Whoa.
All right.
That is such a good soundtrack. It is actually very good.
15s?
Yeah.
The Stand By Me moment was very good.
Yeah. So it's now time for some juicy rumors.
Oh.
Now, what are you doing noises
that?
still
Yoshi.
too? Yeah, I know. Jones is doing the Mario thing, man.
Yeah.
That's not Mario. That's Yoshi.
Do you think there's some kind of open invitation on this podcast to do Yoshi
Jones
noises?
specifically said a trademark Mario saying. Yes,
yeah.
Yoshi saying.
It's a Mario franchise
The character
saying.
Mario. No, if he had said a Luigi phrase or a Wario phrase, I would not count that as the goal.
We've all lost our wits.
Ooga. I'm doing shock jock noises now.
So here's the thing. Rumors happen all the time. This rumor was widely shared and frequently tweeted at us. This is a big old rumor dump. This is someone on Reddit, and I know you tune out immediately, as you should. No, you shouldn't. There's legitimate rumors come out of Reddit. But it was somebody who made a post who said, hey, I'm the guy who on Game FAQ's forums told everyone Ninja Turtles is coming, and I got more to say.
Woo!
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Uh,
Got my attention, Kyle.
Thank you. Das Vergeben is the username on Reddit.
That totally sounds like someone would have all the info.
Yeah.
I'm already on board. Let's
Germans.
go.
Yes.
Let's go.
Sure.
I think that is German for having all the info, isn't it? Das Vergeben?
Yeah. The info haver. I don't like.
Don't correct that. We know that's not what that means.
I'll get that correction from Sean. Don't worry.
Vergeben means lover. Okay, so let's go through them. And I guess just give me a juiciness rating. You know what I mean? Like very juicy.
With thumbs?
Yeah, with thumbs.
Okay.
Like with a thumb, so like
So,
an orange or something.
Double unjuicy, neutral juicy, and double
Super
juicy.
Yeah, and then you can do one up and one neutral.
Any
as well,
combination
yes.
of those
thumbs.
6
Yeah.
things.
Okay.
Yeah, but don't do because we have many listeners. So you'll have to tell everybody where your thumbs are.
Okay.
Got it.
Okay.
Capcom, we got some juicy. Because here's the weird thing about this dump is it's from many different sources. Oh, we got 2 thumbs up from Ian already.
Juicy!
So, we just learned about Street Fighter V Arcade Edition coming soon. We got some juicy rumors about characters who will appear in Season 3 of Street Fighter V Arcade Edition.
Not juicy.
Sagat, Sakura, Cody,
Sakura.
Sonam, and 2 newcomers. I heard 2 Final Fight newcomers from one source, but Roxy and Shadowloo Doll from another. Like this is why this rumor is insane. It's like I heard things from multiple people. Why are you making this post? Nobody asked you to do this.
People
man.
like attention, you know?
Yeah. Here's the weird part before we get into juicy is that there will also be free characters added as part of the Arcade Edition update. Crimson Viper, Q, Necro, and Oro. Q, Necro, and Oro, all from Street Fighter 3. Crimson Viper from 4. Q is the really cool. Man, we're just talking about these cool detective.
Yeah.
The like gelatinous one?
No,
that's the
he's the robot with
Yeah.
the
right
mask.
with the overcoat.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
Very cool.
Gosh,
character.
that's a cool.
Oro's the weird one-armed like. Goblin or I don't know hobgoblin or I don't know what it is.
He's
Alien?
a man. He's a
Alien?
man. No, he's just lived in.
Okay, I don't know the lore of it.
Yeah. He's
Looks like an alien.
not an alien.
Tis a man.
Looks
Just
like
a
an
man.
alien.
Anyway, so I guess the big part of that is that Arcade Edition would include 4 characters and that those season 3
So
has all
generous.
this thing. So generous.
So generous.
How juicy is this rumor? Do we believe that? Is it the kind of thing that Street Fighter V Arcade Edition needs?
When you say juicy,
Yeah.
does juicy mean If something's more juicy, does it mean it's more believable?
Yeah.
Or are we all just saying, let's just say these are all real. If they were all real, which is the juiciest?
So, John, I'm going to say it's a balance because the way the stuff spreads, if it's too unreal, people ignore it. If it's too realistic, people ignore it. And so it's just about that juiciness of, this isn't practical, but it's so juicy, I gotta read it. It's that kind of thing, you know? That's where the juiciness comes from.
Hot rumors.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been so many leaks with Street Fighter V.
You're believing it? You're buying it?
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
Most likely true. I don't know if any of it's been said before, though, so I don't know how much of it is originally credited to this person. But being that specific with that many characters, usually, you know, you're going out on a limb there. Although this is such we haven't gone in all of it. So
they're not
elaborate.
Going out on a limb, dude, because they're just like, it could be this or it could be that.
Right.
So
I like that part because it's like, hey, I heard conflicting things. That to me actually kind of lends credence to it. Believability.
I mean, if if it was true, yes, but at the same time, it's like the greatest cop out of if I'm wrong, I told you, I heard it from different people. It couldn't be this is like the perfect. I forget what the stupid term for it is. The fallacy, not fallacy, where like you can never be wrong or whatever. Like you predict something, but you can't ever be wrong because like you're covering everything.
If you ever do a percentage, I'm 66% sure that this will happen. You're safe. You're safe no matter what.
But this seems like one of the tamest things of the predictions from this whole batch.
All right, so this
rumors.
isn't too juicy. You want me to give the juicy?
This is
I'm 2 thumbs mid.
I see a bunch
is
of
like
neutral
mid
juices.
to low.
Neutral
mid to
juice.
low.
Okay, you want some juice, Damiani?
Yeah. Hook me up.
Let's talk about Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
But there already was a leak.
No juice.
What leak was there
There's
already?
a screenshot of Jeddah and Red Venom or whatever that was leaked.
Yes. Yeah.
So we got some of those. But what else do you got for me?
Okay.
What else is juicy?
Isn't Jet already in it? Isn't that like Ben's favorite character?
Yeah, but it was a gold Jetta. It was good.
Volkswagen Jetta?
Yeah. Good fighter.
Yes.
Season 2 will include Star-Lord, Ms. Marvel, Asura, Gil, and Lady. But the last character is one not everyone I've heard from has been able to agree on. Again, you.
I love that.
Again, you.
Everyone can't agree on it.
Yeah.
It's like, who are you hearing this from?
All my people are saying different things. So we have those characters. We have something crazy for this though, in that there will be more free characters added to this game, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, including there it is. Here we go. I wanted to get his language on that. Whatever. They claim the game will get a free update sometime around the summer of 2018 that adds Deadpool, Wolverine, Daredevil, Akuma, Jean, and Virgil as free characters.
That's a lot of Marvel and not a lot of Capcom.
That is,
That's 4 Marvel to 2 Capcom, right?
Well done, Jones. Yes. No, sorry. Akuma, Jean, and Virgil. So it's 3 and 3.
Oh, Jean, not Jean Grey. Jean and Street Fighter Jean.
No, Gene, who's
You said Wolverine and then Jean. Is that?
Gene's the punch guy, right?
I'm blanking right now. I was like literally just thinking of it before you said it.
God Hand.
Oh.
I think that's Gene.
All right.
Damiani, look at me.
I'm sorry.
I'm crazy.
I literally blanked.
Guys?
Like I had it and I just blanked and now I cannot grab it again.
Damiani, would you be willing to Google Gene Capcom right now? Thank you so much.
What's it?
I have the image in my head. I just like name is not.
Rising.
All right, so I mean, there's a ton about Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite that like they're gonna update the UI, they're gonna change everything, they're gonna try to save the game, they're gonna add story, and the new story is gonna be announced at San Diego Comic Con 2018. All right, we got there.
God Hand, you're right.
Okay.
Something.
The juiciness of this is not the particular characters. Who cares? Like it's all gonna be what it is. Well, I guess the juiciness is that Wolverine would be added. Mm-hmm. We all talked about how X-Men, Marvel doesn't want to support them anymore, but apparently they do. The juiciness, I guess, is the support of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, a game that hasn't done very well. We kind of expected it not to do well. It actually did better than we expected it to, but still in that kind of lower tier. What?
Sorry, there was information today about that.
Oh, what do you got for me, Damian?
Capcom expects that it needs to sell about 900,000 copies was like okay for them.
Yeah,
like it's a good place.
That's what they did sell.
But their lifetime, they expected to sell 2 million, and they think they'll still hit that.
So I think this rumor's pretty juicy. If you're gonna hit 2 mil, if you expect to pick up sales, you got to do stuff like this. You got to add story.
You need your game to have legs for sure.
It is a lot of stuff there. Like just the rumor itself, whether it's true or not, that's a lot of stuff. That is big. Yeah. I'd say it's big. I don't believe it's true though.
Why not?
Basically,
it seems too good to be true.
I saw some. I saw
when you say like Deadpool, Daredevil, and Wolverine, it's like
for free.
Oh, right.
For Wolverine for free.
Yeah.
I saw some people who have said stuff in the past and been right about it publicly state that this is BS. That's not right. That it's not right. That there is stuff coming, but it's like that's not what it is. I've heard specific contentions on some of the characters. Like that's not happening, or it's not happening next year. Like 100% not happening next year. Like this person has it wrong. So I don't think it's correct. But man, that is a big announcement, like a big rumor to just drop all those characters like that.
So pretty juicy. I want to make it clear to our audience that Damiani has some weird connections he doesn't tell us about. But here's the thing: before E3 last year, he crosses his arms and he says, "Arc System Works is working on a Dragon Ball Z game."
Kyle was like, "What?"
He's like, "Yeah, it's real."
None of you believed it though. It's hilarious. All you were like, "Yeah, you're bullshitting."
He says it's gonna be good. They're making like a full-on Dragon Ball Z fighting game, 2D, and it's like, all right, Damiani. Damiani knows stuff.
No one
He's
believed
a wizard.
it.
He's a wizard.
Well, I told you guys
Cassandra.
because he didn't believe it, and I was like, they're not gonna believe this, and none of you believed it. And I think one of you got really angry. I think it was Ben. Ben's like, Damiani, if this isn't right, I'm not gonna forgive you for this, man. You don't do this. I was like, okay, sure. We'll see.
I'm not going to forgive you for this.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna roll through some more rumors real quick.
I would say though, if their goal is to sell 1 million more copies,
Yeah.
free Wolverine would be a way to do that.
Good point.
Yeah,
Would
anything
help.
from X-Men,
It would help.
Yeah.
It would help.
I think that would beat TMNT for me. Just kind of like going through these characters and then just the claws come out. And he's
Wolverine,
like,
like,
this
yeah.
me bub, like like you imagine that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wolverine would
Yeah,
be a
that'd be
good
huge.
start, Kyle. But I feel like they should do like an X-Men pack or something. Like just a group of the core X-Men.
Storm,
Rogue,
Magneto.
Well, Storm, Magneto,
Sentinel.
and
What do you hate, Rogue?
no. Like when players think of Marvel,
I think
it's-
of Rogue.
I think of
Really?
Rogue.
Yes.
She was my favorite as a
in Marvel
kid.
vs. Capcom.
Yes, dude.
Really?
Yes.
I thought people mostly think about Storm, Wolverine. You got
Yeah.
Magneto.
Yeah.
Hulk.
Hulk is not an X-Men.
No, not
what
Hulk,
are you doing right now?
Sorry,
Juggernaut.
Colossus?
Thank you,
Juggernaut.
Juggernaut. Thank you.
Yeah,
Jeez,
yeah,
okay.
thank you for
They're
saving me there.
both in there.
Yeah, like those four. Like
Rogue.
Rogue can totally be in there. I'm not saying Rogue can't. I was saying like those.
Cyclops is also a fairly infamous MVC.
Oh yeah, Cyclops. There you go, Cyclops.
You're putting Cyclops over Rogue? Here's the thing, it's like
Jean,
Just based on
Jean
past-
Grey.
what Damiani's
Jean
mentioning
Grey.
is like the popular tournament characters.
Yeah,
for-
like
for-
like Dark Phoenix
Yeah.
shows up. Oh yeah, here we go. That'd be amazing.
No,
I'm talking
wouldn't.
about like hype to get it to sell. Like don't judge this on anything else.
Right.
Rogue's
I'm
gonna
saying
sell
it
more
like
copies
I'm
than
thinking
anything.
about synths. You guys are making me think about synths.
Resident Evil 2 remake.
We all failed.
Here's our juice from this.
Oh, where's Huber?
It's a third-person game, which Huber would not be happy about.
Why?
We had a bet about this.
Meaning
about,
it's got follow cam.
yeah,
or
whether
not.
it's fixed cam or
Oh,
follow-
okay,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
By the way, audience, I don't remember making the bet. I don't remember when we made it. Huber and I made a bet. I don't remember what the stakes are. He said fixed cam. I said it would be third-person cam.
I remember saying that I thought they'd let you choose.
Oh yeah, I do. All right,
That would
so that's
be
good
awesome.
Hints. That's a good hint about when that.
And they've
bet
done
took
that
place.
before in Lost in Nightmares RE5 DLC.
Whoa, look at this guy.
He's Damiani.
That's kind of it. I'm hearing we'll see it next year. I guess.
They keep saying this every year.
Yeah.
Show it at PSX.
Yeah, not a very juicy rumor. Devil May
Far
Cry
Cry.
5. This is something we've heard rumored for ages and ages.
It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming. Believe.
Believe. I guess the juicy
This is
aspect.
juicy. Yeah, this is like.
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
Damiani's
love it.
two
I
double,
love this.
Damiani.
double juice.
Waiting
on
for
one.
this, baby.
But here's the weird part: Dante, Virgil, and Nero will all be playable in the game, and if I'm reading as written.
Awesome.
Sick.
There we go.
SIC.
Just got to get Lady and Trish in there. We got a full house.
Dude, Capcom is a sieve. They're
Excuse me?
leaking rumors.
What?
Tighten the ship, guys.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is like 4 pages of Capcom.
Oh, I know.
rumors.
Yeah, it's been a lot of Capcom stuff. Dragon Ball Fighters Fighters. We don't have like anything crazy. Just like who is going to be in the first DLC pack.
Who's coming?
We got.
Tell me who I don't know about, because I don't know anything.
Broly.
Who's Broly?
He's non-canon. He's a big beefcake Saiyan.
Okay.
Regular Goku.
Sounds exciting.
And regular Vegeta.
So does that just mean they have normal color hair?
Yeah.
They don't have
It means
tails?
they don't go Super Saiyan. Oh, I
Okay.
wonder if they got tails. Yeah.
Okay.
What's
I
noted
love-
here is that regular Goku can use Spirit Bomb. I cannot believe that would be real.
Please, I just love like.
Wait, can't-
please be excited about a character called regular something.
Yes.
What I've watched of the original series, original Dragon Ball, old Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Goku used Kamehameha, but I don't remember Spirit Bomb yet. I'm only halfway through.
His Spirit Bomb he gets in Z.
Okay, so this would break pretty much canon.
No, regular Goku is still
Oh, okay,
Z.
still regular in
Yeah,
Dragon
yeah.
Ball Z. He's not like Goku Z or
Well,
something.
you think episode 1 of Dragon Ball Z goes Super Saiyan?
No, he's like
you gotta
no. I
work
thought
up to
I
it.
thought he was like Goku Z or something.
Oh my goodness.
Got him there.
Oh, wait, are you actually watching the Dragon Ball right now?
What? No, I've watched half the series. I need to finish.
Little side hype, Ian. One of the things that amuses me playing Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, which I like to mention as many times as I can.
Please do.
The actual names for certain characters. So it's neat that like, oh, Hermit Yoda is the official name. That like the Dagobah Yoda is Hermit Yoda. I'm like, okay.
And you know that they have to pass so many clearances that is his canon official name.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
I was hyped because when the game first came out and Rey was first added to the game, she's just Rey. Now she's Rey Scavenger. So look, they haven't
changed
they
the
haven't
original.
announced the new Rey, but it'd be cool.
It's
like
Rey Jedi. It's Rey Jedi.
I mean, is she gonna call herself a Jedi? I don't know. Luke is apparently the last Jedi. So
Ooh.
No.
Spoilers.
Jedi is plural.
true, but
We knew that because of the way other languages work.
But is she gonna call herself something new? Is she gonna go Sith?
Luke is gonna
Maybe
say
Luke calls
Jedi is
himself
over.
something different.
Good and bad is stupid.
got Star
Gray
Wars, by the way.
Force.
yeah.
old Luke.
We're talking about Star Wars.
We got some Star Wars.
We got Star Wars.
Mentor Luke or whatever they call him. Like,
3 new films, baby. We got them booked.
I like Ryan Johnson.
Yes.
All right.
I'm pumped for 3 new movies.
Look.
Set in a different part of the
I didn't like
universe.
Jurassic World. I'll give him a shot.
That's not him.
That's not the Jurassic World game?
No.
Oh.
Ryan Johnson is.
Jurassic World guy got
is-
fired.
Yeah,
that's
the
right.
Jurassic World guy got fired, and we were all like, good. The Ryan Johnson is Brick, Brothers Bloom, Looper.
Oh, okay.
Star Trek 8. 8? 9.
Who can count?
Which
one
one
are you
is
trying
he
to go?
doing?
Because Star Trek.
Is he doing the one that's coming out right now, or is he doing 9? No, he's doing the one that's coming out right now. Yeah, and then he's doing the next trilogy.
Did you just Star Trek and Star Wars right now?
Star Trek.
We're way
Star
past
Trek
it.
Did I
9
say
was
Star Trek? You
Yeah.
said Star
Yeah,
Trek.
you said Star Trek.
Yeah.
Whatever.
We're
he's
talking
doing
about Star
Wars.
Wars.
No, I know. He's doing. I know.
Okay.
He's doing Star Wars 8 or 9. If I said Star Trek, I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
Star Wars. Yeah.
He's doing 8. Yeah.
Yes.
And now a new trilogy. But that's who Ryan Johnson is.
Got it,
And he
okay.
directed a bunch of episodes of
Cool,
Breaking
I got
Bad.
confused there. Awesome. Well, hey.
Yeah.
Like
I like all that
Ozymandias
stuff.
and The Fly.
All right.
Jones, do you think R2D2 is going to be in those 3 extra movies?
I hope not.
Kyle really
Yeah.
wants to know this answer.
I hope it's way back in time. I hope it is very, very in the past. Let's do it. Because I just think that's where to go. We're
Interesting.
The Old
we have a
Republic.
lot in the future, and I think you can do shows exploring that. But I think it's time to go back. Give us some weird stuff.
They're all a long time ago.
This would finally live up to that, though.
I would dig it. Yeah.
That'd be
So what
interesting.
about? Is that it about Dragon Ball, Kyle? Because we got Star Wars, and it seemed like Dragon Ball is very interesting. So it
Switch
seems
port in the works, some stuff about Unreal 4. You know what? I kind of, Damiani, you've refuted these rumors. I wonder if they're just trash. Are these all
Wait,
trash?
I refuted them?
You refute them. You say, I don't believe that.
What did I not?
Seems into
wait,
DMC5.
We can talk about Dragon Ball.
Okay.
I definitely think Devil May Cry 5's happening.
Okay, do you think that the first DLC pack of Dragon Ball Fighters is going to be regular Goku, regular Vegeta, and Broly?
That sounds totally yes. In a crazy series like that sounds like perfectly normal.
And I bet like Ben and Huber are gonna freak out.
They're not going to freak out for regular Goku. No one will.
I don't know anything about
I don't
Dragon
know.
Ball.
Maybe they will.
Okay.
Those guys just seem to be very excited about everything Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Soul Calibur 6, another one that's been like whispered about for a while. Murmurings. of
Yeah,
Soul
it's probably
Calibur
happening.
6. Yeah, I think that is absolutely happening. I guess the juicy part, no Xbox One version.
Yeah, you couldn't get thrown on it.
Okay, all right, moving on. Nintendo.
Wow, Nintendo
Oh.
stuff.
Some
yeah, even
rumors.
though- yeah, hard to get Nintendo rumors.
Yeah.
There has been pressure towards Game Freak to get Pokemon's 8th generation out in hopes of release next year.
Ooh.
Totally believable. Yeah, I could write that. If you recall Pokemon Stars, that is or was real, but it was a Sun and Moon port to the Switch used as an engine test tech demo thing. Yeah.
It could be.
I guess what they're saying there is that
Yeah.
Stars was maybe going to come out this year, and Nintendo said no.
And that's where probably all those initial rumors came from. People probably heard it from someone who saw the demo running on a Switch internally.
We talked about Stars a lot.
And then they were like, "Oh,
podcast.
I saw it running on Switch. It's coming."
Yeah.
But then this rumor's like, actually, it was just a demo.
Yeah.
Not happening. They're doing something else.
And then we get
know they're doing
a
something
week
else.
half step this year with Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Maybe isn't that a week half step? We'll find out when we play the game.
Yeah, prejudge.
Later this week. Yeah, I can't be more excited about that Pokemon game. I do believe it's coming out next year. Also, Metroid.
Do you think it'll be good? Do you think they're gonna jump it up like they did Zelda and Mario?
No.
It's just gonna par for the course.
Ian, that's the rumor actually, is that they are rethinking even like battles. The rumor is that I think actually it was an interview with Game Informer that they're going nuts on this next one. That they're willing to like rethink everything.
Yes, I have heard.
Ooh, Damian, here we go.
Reliable people. That Game Freak was very anxious or very nervous. I keep saying anxious. Very nervous about doing any kind of radical departure for Pokemon.
Yeah.
Because they sell so well. Why would you mess with that?
And they haven't changed it.
There's
in
no need
years.
to do it.
Yeah.
But apparently, Breath of the Wild, its reception, and the reaction to Mario at E3, so overwhelmingly positive that it convinced them that they need to make the next Pokemon game as disruptive as those two games were. That's going to be as big of an innovation and a step forward for Pokemon as those were.
I don't
Wonder what they would do.
I don't trust Game Freak to be disruptive. I think that they hire to build the games they do every year. I don't know if they have the team for it.
Which means you're going to get two things, Kyle.
What am I going to get?
An actual custom Pokemon trainer creator.
Okay.
So you can actually like customize.
They already do that.
Really in depth. Not just the basic stuff you do right now. Pick one or two characters and you can choose their outfit a little bit.
Yeah.
We're talking about like full customization.
All right. This is not something I've been demanding. What's the next
Full
thing?
customization.
Okay.
Pikachu will speak English.
Don't. Okay, next one.
Voiced by Danny DeVito.
Metroid Prime 4 should have... I stay out of the Pokeball for you. But Metroid Prime 4 should have something revealed with some in-game footage early next year from what I've heard. I'm hearing that direct in January particularly. Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, that makes sense.
Here's the juicy part. Bandai Namco developing the game for Nintendo. What?
That makes absolutely no sense
What?
to me.
What
studio of Bandai Namco is going to do anything on Metroid Prime?
This makes the most sense to me, Damian.
So,
what
makes the most sense?
What studio at Nintendo is going to work on Metroid Prime?
Okay, explain to me why it makes sense. And let me put the caveat here.
Yeah.
You don't call something Metroid Prime without having some implications about what the game is going to be about.
It's going to be a first-person game.
Yeah.
First-person exploration adventure game.
So what studio at Bandai Namco is going to work on this?
And
From Software, baby.
it's from Software.
They're not.
They're not a Bandai Namco, but
like,
they published
They
with
work
them.
through 'em. Yeah.
They
I know
published
somebody.
with
All
them.
my people call your people.
Yeah.
That's how it happened.
So
I
they're
just
just
got
the
excited.
middle. They're just the middleman in
Yeah.
this whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, who made Prime? Which team
Retro.
made- Yeah,
so
Retro.
Retro made the
Retro,
first three,
yeah.
and Retro's busy on something else that's going to blow our minds.
Donkey Kong Country.
No, it's not even Donkey Kong.
Returns 3.
Wait, who's making Sea of Thieves? Rare?
Yeah.
Rare.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
I always got those two
Rare used to
Yeah,
be
that's fair,
Donkey
actually.
Kong.
I always got
That's
those two
totally
confused.
So yeah, Damiani, there's nobody at Nintendo to work on Metroid Prime 4.
What?
Yes,
What are you talking about?
they don't have a team that could work on that
Team
game.
Zelda.
They
Team Zelda's been busy.
Team Zelda is done with Zelda. I don't know what the
not
heck.
done yet.
I'm not. Yeah, where is that
You
story?
haven't seen the end of that
Nintendo,
story, Damiani.
where's that story
It's been
DLC?
done for months.
Where is it? No release date, and
No
we're in
release date.
November. It's
Yeah.
not coming this year.
I don't know if it's
I
coming.
got,
it's not
I got a
coming
crazy
this
hot
year.
take theory
Oh.
based on nothing. Just
Okay,
like
I'm a game for these.
good hot take, random throw out
Yeah.
there. Hail Mary. Story that the story DLC they're working on became so big and complicated that it's like they're like, this is too much for a single DLC. This is gonna be a major add-on we're releasing next year. That's why it's taking so long.
$29.99.
You are so right. You're so right.
Oh yeah.
Back to your
It's
studio.
too good.
Yeah.
Back to your studio thing.
Yeah.
They have Monolith Soft, who's just coming off finishing Xenoblade 2.
They need to get the game out this year.
Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah, it's got to come out. Sorry, 2018. It's got to come out in 2018.
I doubt that.
It's happening.
I don't think it has to come out next year. I don't know.
They
if
need
that-
it.
They're gonna show
Maybe
it at
end of the
E3,
year.
maybe holiday.
So
yeah.
Monolith Soft can't work on Metroid Prime 4 already?
They could have been. They helped work on Zelda.
Yeah,
they're
busy.
huge. Yeah, they're busy because they're helping working on Metroid Prime 4 probably.
With Namco, they're helping Bandai Namco with it.
who? This rumor makes it sound like they're the lead development team on it. Yeah. That sounds like a terrible idea for Metroid. That sounds worse than other. This sounds like it's gonna end up worse than Other M. I don't have faith in this.
Have faith. They made Smash Bros. They made Smash Bros. You didn't have faith.
They helped it under the supervision of Sakurai, and Bandai Namco is known for fighting games. They have a good track record with fighting games. Tell me their track record with first-person exploration-based adventure shooting games.
Super Smash Bros.
It's not Metroid.
Has as much in common with Tekken as it does Doom.
What?
Mm-hmm. They are just as similar.
No.
Jones is not amused. Y'all hear that? Oh, this sounds like his podcast halftime.
The following are the official sponsors of Easy Allies for the month of November. El Fanis. Hoeg Law Business Law Firm. Whether you're starting a business at level 1, stuck fighting the dreaded fundraising boss, or finally cashing out with a well-earned high score, you need a good business lawyer at your side. Rick Hoeg started Hoeg Law to bring more than a decade of experience to companies like yours and is proud to support the Allies. Check him out at www.hoeglaw.com. Mango. iKeyless. Since 2002, iKeyless has specialized in replacement automotive keys and remotes. They can save you up to 75% off of dealerships' prices. Visit their updated website at iKeyless.com and use promo code EZA at checkout for free shipping and an additional 17% off of your order. Scorn! An atmospheric horror adventure developed by Ebb Software, set in a nightmarish universe of odd forms and somber tapestry. Go to scorn-game.com for more information or check them out on Kickstarter. Jigarbov Productions. With all the negativity surrounding microtransactions and the fact that they're what's keeping his bills paid, he finds it difficult to be positive sometimes. However, the support coming from the comments each and every week to his little messages and hot takes fills him with joy. Maybe the issue isn't that microtransactions exist, but the disgusting way many are implemented and the way suits communicate about them to people. Recurrent consumer spending, whales, player recurring investment, blah blah. Where's the love and respect for the loyal customers that keep filling these people's wallets? Jojo Denko, your friendly automotive dent repair expert. If you are currently an EZA patron and are in the Denver metropolitan area, tweet @FastMower if you would like to have your minor door dings repaired free of charge. All of these links are available in the description. Thank you to our sponsors.
I kind of want to talk about the Jigarbov thing for a second.
Hot take?
Because well, yeah, kind of hot, mild take. I think there was a love and respect submission about it. Maybe not from Jigarbov, but somebody else entirely. Just about Bethesda. You know how Bethesda does paid mods. Just the idea of they're sketchy about it and it's kind of sucky, but regular people can make money off video games, as Jigarbov does make money off Minecraft. I think it's kind of interesting.
It's all about presentation.
Yeah.
I firmly believe that with microtransactions. It's about how you package it. It's about how you communicate it. It's about how you change it over time, depending on people's reactions.
Yeah.
And so that's why people view like EA and Kickstarter as two totally separate things. But it's like they're both similar and kind of what they both want extra money. Mm-hmm. You know, it's just how they communicate. You know, EA doing it, it's like, this big company, stealing my money. Whereas smaller people that are like, we need $50,000 to make this game. It's like, I'll help these people. Yeah. It's like they're both microtransactions. They're both you paying more money than you maybe would to invest in a project. It's just how far you think your money is going.
I also like that. I think what Jigarbov wrote was kind of anticipating this week's podcast would be all about Battlefront 2.
Yeah.
It's just like, I feel like a lot of people are kind of tuned in like, oh baby, let's go tear into EA.
You made the thumbnail has like TIE fighters all over it.
That's on me. Yeah, the thumbnail.
It was a mistake. I don't know why you did that.
Oh man, there's so much I wanted to cover. Jones, I realize you printed the first version of the podcast, and there's even stuff that I added. Xbox One X in the UK sold very well, actually.
Hey, all right.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah.
FIFA.
No, actually. Well, yeah, FIFA. But they lost that deal this year. Sony's been promoting FIFA this year. Yeah. It sold the same in its first month or first week that the Switch did in its first week. $80K in the UK.
Wow.
Yeah. That's all I can remember without printing it out. But I don't know. It was interesting. We're waiting on U.S. sales. We're waiting for a press release officially from Microsoft, which probably might come out within days. But surprising to see Xbox One X just out the gate do very, very well. It's cool. Didn't see that coming, to be honest.
A little surprised, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it would need games to push it, but I guess
it's got games is a thing. It's got Star Wars Battlefront 2. You know what? Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed looks great on Xbox One X, and it turns out to be a pretty okay game. I think that might
And I have seen a lot of people, non-ironically, legitimately playing games on Xbox One X and posting like, "Wow, this game looks really good."
Yeah.
What's interesting is a lot
Ben
of
was
old
saying
games.
that,
Mirror's Edge. I saw somebody boot up on like the 360 version, and they were like, "Whoa!" Like this game looks incredible now.
Apparently, it boosts 360
So,
games in a really cool
That's
way.
fun.
That is the one reason I would ever eventually might buy an Xbox One.
Because you can't do that on your PC.
No, I mean, yeah, I can't do that on my PC. It's because I don't have to worry about my Xbox 360 anymore by playing all my older games.
Yeah.
I can play all that Xbox library of games I have on one system.
Yeah.
And we all know the 360 has such a stellar record for, lasting a long time.
Oh, are you being facetious right now?
Yeah, Xbox 360 has never had any problems,
We're
right?
over it. We're over the red ring. Stop bringing it up.
It's a reality for some of us who still have one.
Yeah.
And it never happened.
Yeah, man. Wait, do you still have a curvy one? You still got a curvy Xbox One?
yeah.
Sorry, Xbox 360. Cool.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Nice.
The inhale.
Hanging in there. Another thing I really wanted to cover this week, we might have to do an abbreviated version of it because we are running long this week.
Ooh.
EA purchasing Respawn. Entertainment happened in the last 7 days. That's very crazy. There's this... So... We're transitioning into it. Help me out, Hoeg. Help us out, Hoeg is the name of the segment.
Oh.
Because I had a lot of questions for Rick Hoeg of Hoeg Law about this, which he is extremely qualified to respond to. And so there's 3 crazy things about this to me. EA buying Respawn. Well, one was the price. That was, in the headlines, $450 million. Rick Hoeg has a lot to say about that. It's not $450 million. Secondly, wait, why?
Yeah, remind me which one's Respawn?
Respawn is
Titanfall.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah.
Why? For 2 reasons.
Ready,
Why?
Respawn, ready, it done. It's like...
Right.
Yeah. Respawn left Activision. Well, they weren't Respawn back there, but the two owners of Respawn.
Infinity Ward.
Yeah, they basically said, "Oh, this sucks. Let's go be our own thing. Let's do our own thing." And so it's weird that it's just like, "Hey, we're going with EA," and it's like EA. EA, who just shut down Visceral? Why, Hoeg? Help me out. And so...
Hoeg got an idea.
What's up?
I'm really excited to hear that.
Yes, Jones is going to take it away. Jones will read the answers to my questions.
So, this is dense.
Lengthy.
Help us out, Hoeg.
Ooh, yeah.
Get comfortable.
Yeah.
So we have a lot to unpack here.
Oh, yeah, by the way, I've reduced this by, I think, 60%. 66%. So, yeah, this is an abbreviated version, and Hoeg always wants us to say, this is conjecture.
Right.
Yeah, he's making an educated guess based off of his business experience.
Not
why
legally.
these things
We're not
yeah.
claiming Hoeg has figured it out.
Yes.
He is just a lot smarter than any of us.
Exactly.
Let's start with your question on whether or not $455 million is the right price.
Yes.
First, it is worth noting that the price is not actually $455 million in any real sense, at least not as it stands today. Recitations of that number are simply a function of the press liking to state the biggest number they can for a deal of this type.
As we do.
Bigger equals more important.
Yes.
As EA itself describes, there are 3 components of the purchase price. 1, closing cash payment. 2, EA stock with vesting requirements. And 3, conditional payments, which are generally referred to as earnouts. This is a fairly standard structural approach. What's important to note about the split is that only $151 million, the closing cash payment, is completely unconditional. And even then, such amount will very likely be subject to a indemnification obligation. That is, an obligation of the Respawn owners to pay EA back a portion of the purchase price if any representations or promises made about Respawn prove to be incorrect with a certain amount of time after closing.
I was like, what? Whoa.
The EA stock of $164 million is meaningful, but note, 1, that this is being issued to Respawn employees rather than Respawn owners, and 2, that it is subject to vesting.
Well, let's get into vesting too. Right? We have that highlighted as well.
Still going? Yep.
Yeah.
But it's also worth noting that EA's reported net revenue for 2017 is $4.8 billion. With yearly revenue like that, a deal with cash expenditures of $151 million on day one simply isn't that large. They can't even feel it, my old partner used to say. Love that.
So like 151's like,
yeah, they can't even feel it.
Back a change.
151, come on.
My gut feeling is that this is a prestige buy as much as anything for EA, and also that they are happy with whatever Respawn is doing with Star Wars and couldn't afford another setback there. Really? That's my conjecture there.
Okay.
Whether by contract term with Disney or otherwise. It feels like a decent price to me from here, especially structured in this fashion, but that's not in any way a legal or accounting opinion.
Yeah. So 151 is okay. That's like, what's up?
What
now, man?
Respawn's doing with Star Wars?
Yeah, man. Stig's working on a game.
Remember the
He
lightsaber
is?
flashing?
Yeah. This has been announced a while ago.
I thought they were. Sorry, I thought it was more. What was going a step further? The whole thing about Visceral being shut down. They were working on a Star Wars game. EA buys Respawn. Respawn was working on it, already working on a Star Wars game. They want to hand them a bigger piece of the Star Wars thing. Like, oh, we're gonna like increase your involvement in Star Wars game development because we got rid of Visceral.
I do wonder if their schedule is bumped up. EA was counting on a Star Wars game coming out next year.
Yeah.
I do wonder if now it's going to be on Respawn to fill in that void. I hope not. I hope they don't have to rush their game out. But who knows?
Yeah, that would not. I would not like that. That they would get like pressured into doing it. It sounded like from that if Hoeg's right, is that they want Respawn to do their thing.
Yeah.
Not be like, hey, we need you to change everything you're doing and like hit the accelerator and go faster. It's like
Which honestly right now would be a smart move for EA. I think they need an image change and like buying a thing,
Prestige buy.
buying a thing and then just letting them be them and do their thing without putting their fingers in it too much and without shutting them down.
Yeah.
If EA shuts them down, that's bad for EA.
Yeah. I can't see it happening soon.
Not soon, but
it almost seems inevitable with everything.
Right.
We'll get to that. We'll get
that's
to
the
EA's
meme.
reputation. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's really interesting. So one of the parts that I edited out is basically the way the stocks work is that you're not getting that extra. Sorry, was it 130 something of the stock money until like 2020? So you have to be an employee of EA to get to that amount.
It gets vested and then you get it back.
Crazy stuff. Crazy that it's actually that. But it's interesting to hear like Hoeg just say 151. That's about right. That's about what a Respawn costs you. So the second phase of the conversation I want to get into is part of basically a Kotaku rumor. We'll get to that actually. That's the third phase. But it's actually part of the why is that Kotaku reported that Nexon,
this thing,
who's a publisher, mostly does mobile things, did I think also some online games, published the online Titanfall game, and so there was this relationship with Respawn, and that. Jones, you'll have to do the word for me. The ROTR.
Right of first refusal.
Yes.
ROFR.
And again, this is ROFR. Thank you, Jones. This was Kotaku's reporting that Nexon was about to buy Respawn. Said, here's an offer. And then EA had that right of first refusal and said, no. We'll buy him. And so, yeah, we're going to go into that phase of the discussion now.
A right of refusal, or ROFR, is a contractual provision stating that if a party to a contract wishes to do something, they will give the other party the right to it first. The concept should be very familiar to folks that follow professional sports.
As we all do.
A ROFR is analogous to how restricted free agency operates in most leagues. A player can go out and say, hey, is anyone interested in paying me more? And if someone agrees, his current team is given the ability to match the terms of the offer.
Like buying the option on a script.
Cool. Yeah, all right.
Sort of.
But in sports, in some situations, can't the home team that already has the player offer more? Like other teams can't offer the max.
Sorry, what?
When a player on a
You're going two sports on me right now.
This is two sports.
This is more of a
There's
sports
more
guy.
highlighted Hoeg talk.
I'm sorry. Sorry. I thought in sport. I'm going on a tangent.
You're saying
here.
that sometimes another team can say
A home team gets the advantage with their player usually. Like they can offer more than what any other team. Like they can't. The term is another team can't offer the player the max.
Oh, some leagues will do that because
Like
they
basketball
basketball
can't-
do that
yes.
because they want a player to grow up with a team.
Yes.
Basically.
Yes.
And sometimes you'll take a hit to move. To
I'm
another
sorry.
Team.
That
Yes.
has nothing to do with this
Damiani
whatsoever.
tearing down Hoeg's analogies.
No. I'm curious though. I wish this was in here because I don't know this.
What?
Why EA has the right of first refusal?
We're going in.
Okay, good.
got
Yes,
three more
yes,
paragraphs
yes.
on this.
We're going in.
In this case, what appears to have happened is that when Respawn was negotiating its initial publishing contract with EA, EA agreed to provide certain resources: marketing time and expense, console negotiations, Hello Xbox exclusivity, disc manufacturing, etc. In exchange for what they said, hey, if you get they said, hey, if you get really big and are considering cashing out, we at least want the option to purchase you. Thus, a ROFR was born. So, you ask the question, did Respawn sign their original contract with EA with the intention of being purchased eventually? I would say that the answer to that is a qualified no. A large number of strategic contracts include a ROFR for the reasons I described above. It's a protective provision, what the business folks call belt and suspenders, designed to help the large resource provider avoid getting burned in the future, but not strictly with any great insight as to whether the potentially problematic future is likely to occur. I qualify that no only with respect to the following. Every entrepreneur in their heart of hearts is at least considering what an exit looks like. You only get to buy an island sipping Mai Tais or own the Dallas Mavericks with the sale of the company or its significant assets.
This is why we're not entrepreneurs. Because I wasn't thinking about that.
Oh, with Easy Allies. No, we
I don't understand anything about, like, every word of that. I was like, man, I'm glad I'm not a business person.
Yeah, but I think what's interesting about ROFRs, Damiani, is it's basically... If you're working with a publisher, it's part of their deal.
I get it.
And you don't get to negotiate out of that.
It's a prenup.
I just wasn't familiar with the original establishment of Respawn when they entered into contract with EA. I wasn't familiar with what the term. I didn't ever read them and stuff, so I didn't know if they had like agreed to something like that. So that 100% makes sense. I guess.
I was just gonna say it's like with my 4 marriages. I signed prenups. I got nothing.
Right.
We all got divorced. They were all very wealthy. I got nothing. Because of the prenups.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm curious if Respawn was the one who went out initiating trying to get bought, or did Nexon initiate?
That's what. Oh, okay.
Is this going to get explained?
We have more on Nexon. I may have edited it out, but basically,
Because what if, here's my thing.
Yeah.
What if Respawn didn't want to get bought, but Nexon made an offer that EA became aware of?
And they were kind of shoved
and Respawn was like, we're never going to entertain that. But EA heard about it, was like, they made a real offer, so we get to invoke this clause now. Does Respawn have to agree to, are they forced into it, or what?
I don't think you have to allow your company to be purchased.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's
right
no.
Of first refusal is if it's on the table.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming Respawn initiated this process. They probably
were probably approached and were amicable.
Yeah, like they had to reciprocate at least to get some kind of offer.
Right.
Yeah.
And then EA was like, "Hey, we've got the right to say no."
So
first.
at this point, my question is, the real question I'm getting to here is, at this point, when this all was going down, was Respawn actively thinking about this will probably trigger the right of first refusal, and EA will probably buy us up?
So Jones, Hoeg has a guess about it. Maybe we should get to that. Maybe we should skip straight to that.
Go ahead.
In response to Damiani's questioning, in that there's a hypothetical order of events. Do you have that?
I just got the last page.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Get cozy. Number 1, money. 151. Sorry.
Jones, what you're reading right there is the why.
Okay.
Is the why would Respawn just do this?
Okay.
Why would
if Respawn knows that ROFR is out there, why then would they entertain an agreement with Nexon, presuming they are fully aware of EA's history and would otherwise want no part of it? I see a few reasons.
Okay.
Number 1, money.
Yeah.
151 million is nothing to shake a stick at, and 555 million even more so. Particularly given the story of Respawn's formation only a few years back, there is a high likelihood that of the 200 or so folks that currently work there, many had to take a leap of faith with Respawn founders Zampella and West. From an outside perspective, Respawn could have just as easily crashed and burned as arrived where it did. As it arrived where it... Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Crashed and burned as arrived where it did.
As arrived where it did.
Yeah.
Usually, in those circumstances, a startup incentivizes its folks to leave the comfy confines of places like Activision by giving them a direct ownership stake in the new enterprise. It wouldn't surprise me if an unusually high percentage of Respawn employees hold equity. And if you're Zampella, it would be awfully hard to tell the coder that bet their home and their family's livelihood on you that they can't be a millionaire because you're worried that EA might destroy the brand 5 years down the line.
Yeah. And so it kind of comes into fiduciary duty again. It's like it's kind of the right thing to do for the people who work for your business.
Right.
Yeah.
Number 2, it was hypothetical. Whether Respawn agrees to the Nexon terms, there is simply no way of knowing whether or not EA will match. Given the money, it may simply have been a risk worth taking, even if the Respawn folks never wanted to work for EA. Number 3, duty, or, in quotes, they had no choice. We can't know what the internal financial statements of Respawn suggested that its future looked like, but if $151 million upfront, $164 million in stock, and $140 million in incentives simply blew their internal financial metrics out of the water, then the board had almost no choice other than to recommend the deal for the approval of the company's stockholders. They are fiduciaries of the investors' interests, and it is not the board's right to prevent the stockholders from getting rich, even if they might not like what the company looks like afterward, by operation of ROFR or otherwise. After approval of the Nexon deal is made, it was simply a matter of waiting to see what EA did. Number 4, they are fine with EA. These folks worked with Activision, and though it didn't end well, they might not have any issue with joining the big machine again. Or, if you're feeling more cynical, like every high performer, they could simply think that they're different. And what happened to Westwood, or Pandemic, or Visceral, will not happen to them.
Yeah.
And that ahem was written in.
Ooh, okay. That was not a Jones ahem.
That
Is that that was our final thing that I had to?
Yeah.
It was 4 possibilities. Money, it was hypothetical, duty, or they had no choice, and they might be fine with EA.
Yeah.
Yeah, when thinking about this, when I first heard about the deal that EA was acquiring Respawn, I did wonder. I knew they were working on a Star Wars project, but I wondered if there was part of them that I don't know. I haven't done a lot of research into who Vince is as like a person, like their personality. I'm kind of wondering if, from what I remember of the fallout between Activision and the former Infinity Ward people, there seemed to be a little bit of like an ego battle there. Yeah. That they thought they were big stuff, that they Activision needed them, that they made like this is like the biggest game in the industry.
Yeah.
I wonder if, despite how good Titanfall and Titanfall 2 is, I love Titanfall 2.
Yeah, I know.
The sales of those games didn't come close enough to Battlefield or Call of Duty.
Correct.
They sold a lot, but like they were well behind those two. So I wonder if there was a little bit of a prestige thing of like, we're trying to build this new franchise. It's getting good reception, but we're just not like Call of Duty. We're not doing Call of Duty. We're not as big as Call of Duty. I wonder if any of that bugged any of them. The prestige factor, like, man, we used to work on like the biggest thing. They might have felt like cheated. Like, we got screwed out of this crap. Like, we're doing our best, but like, and then EA is like, hey, whether somebody thought like, hey, if we were actually completely under EA, had their full resources, and look, they're giving us Star Wars, or we got Star Wars, but like they also have like Star Wars 2, like more Star Wars games. They want to make more Star Wars games.
You're coming from their side, like, hey, we'd get to work on more Star Wars games.
They're like, we will become the Star Wars studio.
Yeah.
We will be bigger than Call of Duty. Like, this would be great. On top of the money.
Especially
I think
if
there's money in
that they just shut down Visceral, so yeah, we will be the Star Wars team.
Right. I feel like there might have been that small dangling carrot that might have also appealed to their egos of like, yes, we can be huge again.
Didn't EA publish Titanfall like the same day or like the week before Battlefront?
Oh yeah, they've always come out really close to each other.
And
they were like a week apart.
And their justification is like,
I think at max. Yeah.
They were like, let's kill Call of Duty this year, and instead they like hurt Titanfall.
They hurt themselves.
Yeah.
I was gonna say they cannibalized their own audience.
Yeah.
It was weird.
That was weird.
That was very weird.
Yeah, Damian, I kind of like that aspect of they're humans. They're people in charge of this thing, and they say, yeah, but I mean, I'm going to go with Hoeg. Hoeg's leading theory of just like, this is a ton of money. Yeah, that is why you sell to EA. It is hard to be, there aren't many AAA level independent studios. There's like Insomniac.
Naughty Dog kind of doesn't count, right?
No, Naughty Dog's not independent. Naughty Dog's owned by Sony. Who makes Quantum Break?
Remedy.
I'd say Remedy's at that level. There's just not a lot of studios at that level.
Lucas used to be.
Yeah.
When it made
Who made
its own
Hellblade?
Stuff. That is Ninja Theory.
Ninja Theory's like kind of, but like I wouldn't. That's like double or single A, and that's kind of the point of what they put out with.
You're talking about AAA though. Telltale's not a.
Telltale's pretty close.
They're close, but they just went through layoffs.
Telltale's a triple B, you know?
Yeah, that's the point, though. They just went through layoffs. It's just hard to be that huge.
Yeah.
It's hard to be that big, and so I could see why the security of EA saying, hey, we'll buy you.
I mean, the cynical read is the insecurity of EA also is like, hey, we'll get millions of dollars. They'll fire all of us, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, the point. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, man.
Then we'll go on vacation.
We're going to get fired if we don't get by EA,
Right.
bought by EA, and we will get fired if we get by EA. Let's just do the
Let's
money.
just
Yeah.
get money
Yeah.
and then get fired.
The whole thing that Hoeg was making, one of the points, like, we don't know their financials.
situation.
Like, their situation could be really bad right
Which
now.
is interesting too, because that other thing said that there's the promise or whatever, like, and if Remedy's books don't add up the way that they thought they did in the sale, they have to give some of the money back.
Indemnification period or whatever,
Yeah, there were many interesting things that I had to edit out because we are a podcast that continually goes over, and it's like, oh, okay, we gotta find just the necessary parts of that. But yeah, Hoeg sent in some really interesting stuff.
I could slip in a real tiny rant.
Oh yeah,
because you said people were hungry for it with all of the Star Wars Battlefront, and they were waiting for that.
Give me a rant, Jones.
The one comment line that I read, and maybe this is just me being hurt about Star Wars games getting canceled and everything, but like. And also that they are happy with whatever Respawn is doing with Star Wars and couldn't afford another setback. I think EA can afford whatever. I think I would, if EA came out next year and they're like, you know what, we're done with Star Wars, I would not be surprised at all.
Yes, you would.
No.
Yes, you would.
I wouldn't. I'd be like, sure, okay.
I mean, at this point, maybe.
The EA just, it gets to a point where they're like, sorry, you know. But it's a positive thing. We had a fun experience with Star Wars, but now we're moving on to something, because it's just like, it's just not earning as much as we would like.
Stoked to have Star Wars.
I'd be less surprised if Disney revoked EA's
took it
right.
away from them.
Right.
Yeah.
They're like, you keep screwing this up. Bye bye.
Right.
Yeah,
I
we'll find
would-
a
that
studio
I would
to get
believe.
this done.
Yeah, we'll see what. I mean,
Because it just, from my perspective, from everything that's happened and the microtransactions and Battlefront, everything all factors in, it doesn't seem like EA gives a crap of what anybody says about Star Wars. Than anything, it's like that the campaign adding did not seem at all like, oh, we're making our fans happy. That was a complete marketing ploy. It was just a sell.
So
we need something to sell Battlefront 2 that was not in the first game, and so we'll write the story and,
So,
and
Jones,
put it in there.
I would say the opposite in that it does seem like they are making an effort to respond to all the negativity about their dumb loot boxes. When they say we're cutting it by 75%, that's a big number. We're cutting hero costs by 75%. I think is what was mentioned.
From 60 to 15.
Yeah. That's response. That's
I feel
them
that was
listening.
completely preloaded. I feel that was a bait and switch.
Ooh,
That
all
was-
right. Jones, I wasn't
They had
going into this.
they had that number
But
locked and loaded. They
You
were
got
like,
a hot opinion right now that I want to listen to.
75%? Are we doing that? No, let's not do that now. Let's wait.
Let them freak out another week.
Piss people off at launch. Let's get those early adopters, the people that paid money extra to play it a week early.
Yeah.
Let's get more money from them. And then when we should have added a campaign. This EA we didn't know. Of course you knew. And this is kind of, that's a lot? And yes, that's 40 hours to unlock. Okay, well, here's the nice thing. And
It was a
totally pre-planned.
Yeah, people are calling him out. They said this is a common negotiation tactic for getting people to change, even if it's a slight needle move in the direction they want. They open with the really drastic thing,
Yep.
and then they come down. There's a term for it. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting this as well. It's the second time I'm forgetting tonight.
It's like boiling the frog.
Where you come back down to a lower point, it makes the other side feel really good, like they've
But
won
it's still
something,
way higher
but
than
they've
it
still
should
been
be.
screwed over.
Yeah.
The net gain is
Yeah.
you lost.
They should be 5,000, and you're happy that you're getting 15,000 for a
It's
hero.
like you shouldn't be
It's
paying
the
for any of
art
this
of the
crap.
deal, baby. The art of the deal.
No.
Jones, that's what you're really thinking? I almost feel like they're not that smart. That was my first impression. Jones, the one that the character you presented of that's a lot. Yeah. I honestly think that was honesty. And so your thing is smarter. Your thing and Damiani, you're right. They probably are doing heavy advanced negotiation tactics,
Which is very interesting, and might be the tactic that EA would take because everyone already thinks they're evil and crappy, so they're just leaning into it.
Well, it doesn't affect them.
Instead of
it
trying
doesn't
to fix
affect
their
their bottom
image 'cause it
lines.
doesn't affect
They don't lose sleep. They don't care. They just don't care.
Yeah, because Star
They
Wars
don't care how they're
Battlefront.
perceived. They're like, we're gonna do a thing, but create a narrative, and they're gonna both exist. There's what they think we're expecting and following, and what is actually happening. What the stories, Polygon and Kotaku and the people who are doing the research are actually publishing, and they will never comment on it. They will never agree to it. They're just like, no. Here's why we did it. And okay. Well, I'm going to trust the page that you published as opposed to this 20-page thing that Polygon did. Okay. I bet Polygon's just, blowing that out their ass.
It is
but
weird.
Your one-page apology is clearly.
It's weird. In this game in particular, we say EA way more than we say DICE. the developers of the game.
Right.
We say this is an EA game. It is crazy how like attached they are to this game in particular, and how we just associate it that way.
But I mean, do you think DICE is making the decision on how much Heroes cost?
That's what's been debated. Jones says no.
I do not think that. I feel deep in my gut there are many people at Electronic Arts pulling their hair out right now and are being completely unheard. That they are communicating like this will be bad. The fans will not like this. This will not work out the way you want. And he is just like,
okay, let's do this. This is our transition.
At the end of the year, when I look at the bottom line, if that hits the number I want, I don't care about any of this.
Okay, let's get into this. It's time for Love and Respect.
Love and respect.
Kind of associated is why I want to dig into this
Okay.
now. Is we have one that's very related to the discussion Jones just popped into.
Good.
Developers at EA have reported receiving death threats from disgruntled fans regarding the pricing structure of the game. There's a quote, but we know exactly which game we're talking about right there. Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Oh.
My question, dear panel, should developers working on a game feel entitled to or even obligated to speak out when they disagree with business decisions surrounding a game they're working on? Would it behoove publishers to allow this kind of public engagement from its developers, or is it simply in their best interests to give developers a gag order and let the PR guys do all the talking? I'd like to state that, 1, yes, developers and other high-profile talent get death threats no matter what they do. All right. 2, no one should receive death threats ever. Okay, I'm back on board with you.
Yep,
and
on
anyone
board.
who issues such a threat is an idiot at best and dangerous at worst. 3, it's clearly not the developer's collective fault when these type of decisions are made. Thanks for reading. Love and Respect. AMP says woo. So, yeah, that kind of interesting thing is like, Jones, the people who are pulling their hair out, you said EA, and I'm sure there are people at EA and DICE who are pulling their hair out.
Yeah.
Should they be able to talk? Should they be able to open up about that?
I mean, there were two things in that Love and Respect question, though.
Yeah.
One of them is, should the developers be able to, like, should they feel obligated to voice, not to the public, to EA, like, higher ups, like the people, the manager people who are going to make the ultimate calls on stuff.
Yeah.
Is it their responsibility to voice their concerns over that? Which Jones was saying, like, they probably are doing it. I believe they do this, or at least if you're a newer employee, you might have the belief that, hey, I can speak up and do something. EA higher ups will be like, we've made up our mind. Like, yeah, cool, we've heard this argument before, but, like, I think the people who are in charge of the financials, it's not necessarily rolling the dice, but they would rather take their chance of the whole story about the what was the movie, the auditor who makes a choice of whether it's cheaper to, like, a car needs a recall. Is it cheaper to recall it or let people let people have accidents and pay the settlements and stuff? They probably just, like, look at the cost analysis and they're like, hey, it's going to be better for us to just roll out with this horrible plan. We're going to get a lot of anger from all these people. We're still, look at the bottom line we're projecting we're going to get here. It's fine. It's okay. So developers, you can take your concerns and stuff. We hear them, but, like, we're still going to make money. It's not going to be the best game, but it's going to make money.
And that's the thing. Like, whenever I talk about EA making money, like, it's what runs this business. It's their fiduciary responsibility to get out there and make as much money as possible. What amazes me and what surprises me is that love, that affinity that fans have for Star Wars and that Star Wars fans have for people creating Star Wars projects seems to have no value for them. See, they don't seem willing to invest in that kind of goodwill, that comes from fans. And I just hope it just bites them at some point. At some point they look back, oh, whoops, we pissed a lot of people off there. Maybe that wasn't smart down the road. Maybe that'll hurt Battlefront 3. Maybe that'll hurt this Respawn game.
Yeah, but like that's where it comes from, Jones, is like, I think we think of this as like Battlefront is EA's game. And it's like, why isn't it DICE's responsibility to make this look like a beloved Star Wars game? You know what I mean? Like,
because they're not making the trailers,
Yes, they are.
They're producing the gameplay for the trailers, but they're not, like, cutting them and putting them up and stuff. It's doubtful. Like, if DICE does that internally, awesome, but that's rare. They usually bring in, a completely different company and just, like, send them hours of footage, and then they
EA absolutely has. You're right. I see what you're saying. EA has done many, like, we're doing that trailer.
So when you're not advertising your game, it's like, what power do you have over public perception?
Yeah. What's up, Damiani?
I was gonna say, like, with the development part of it, I mean, it goes into a lot of things, like office politics, and do you really have, like, the leverage and stuff to, like, your opinion isn't even gonna matter and stuff like that. I feel like most of the development teams, not just at DICE but anywhere, are viewed as, like, just grunt work. They're the ones who are doing the legwork to make the games, but they don't get to make the big decisions. Only a few key members of probably the DICE team have that access, and they're probably people who play ball with the EA management. Like, oh, that's a person who'll work with us. We like their ideology. They gel well with us. And if you're not that ideology, I don't think you're going to be staying at Respawn or any of those EA development teams for very long. You'll probably move on to a different studio.
And we had a very similar conversation talking about Mass Effect Andromeda when people were targeted for saying like, oh, you made this game bad. And we you know, it's like we learned no particular person made that game bad. That was
Right.
It was a problem with many, many people. What I find interesting about it is this idea of game developers being allowed to be open on Twitter, to be more open about, hey, obviously, no, I'm not singularly responsible for this.
Right.
You know, to be able to do those things. I wonder what EA would lose. I wonder what their PR would lose. Obviously, things can go awry online.
Oh, yeah.
If you are not trained in messaging and you come out and say this is what happened on that, things can go poorly.
And like you run into problems where one person can be perceived as speaking for the entire entity, and it's like you don't want that. And it's like, I mean, in a sense, like, yeah, everyone has the right to say whatever they want, and then EA has the right to fire you. Like, you know, so it's there. But like, it's a very interesting thing because I have friends who work at various big like AAA developers and stuff like that, and some of them love it, and some of them are miserable, like they hate it. And depending on their job, you know, developing whatever or working on this and that, like they're a cog in a giant machine. And yeah, it's not any one of their fault that something doesn't go the way because they don't have that amount of control, you know. So yeah, like sending death threats obviously is ridiculous, but like even thinking that one person who isn't the game director or the person making these decisions is responsible for something going to hell is ridiculous.
Right. Yeah. Both of those things are ridiculous.
But then on the other hand, like hearing from one employee in one department about why this is bad is like the other side of that coin. It's like you're not going to get the full picture from them either. Like they're going to say, hey, the sound department, you know, the sound is good. And it's like, yeah, that's not really the issue. Like, and then, or like that guy talking about microtransactions is like, well, okay, but who made that decision? They're like, I don't know.
And I think it's easy to do when we like paint EA in this negative way, and you know, say, God, it must be really unfair. All the stuff, the way that they're treating their employees. God, imagine working there. It's got to be the worst. And so you have this poor, developer that wants to speak out and talk to the truth of it, and say like, no, I shouldn't be. You know, this shouldn't pertain to me because I'm not involved in this kind of stuff. We'll flip that. And you have this really nice company that's doing really good things, and this one bad egg that's like, oh, now there's this new fun rule where I can say anything. And like, well, you know, I think that kind of opens the floodgates. Clearly, somebody at Ubisoft hates them because it's like nothing doesn't leak out of that company, you know. And so there are certainly you have some seriously disgruntled employees out there, like Capcom apparently, that are just like, I'm gonna let everybody know everything for every game. So it's it shouldn't always work in a situation where you want to try to like protect those people because you like them. But like, oh, they can do it, or they should be.
Well, and it's like airplanes
accepted across the board.
It's like how airplanes used to say, "Turn off all phones," because they just can't test every phone. So on the off chance that one thing would interrupt the radio thing, they have to say we can't do any of them. It's the same thing. It's like one bad egg, like you said.
What do you mean? You have to say. They still tell me to turn off my phone.
You can put it in airplane mode, but you can keep electronics on.
Oh, gotcha what you're saying.
But they used to say like you have to turn off your phones entirely. You know?
Yeah, you're right.
But yeah, it's like these companies have to say like, hey, PR is going to do that, and everyone else just.
Yeah, and it's something that Jones always says. I think the right thing to do is to have someone who's very good at this communicate openly. And so you do have somebody who is a human. It'd be so cool to have that person on Twitter at DICE.
Right.
Like I'm sure there is a community manager. I'm sure this position already exists, but I think it's fine to let that person do a lot of heavy lifting. But that person has to be extremely open.
I mean, think about Jeff from the Overwatch team. Like the dude's a meme now, but he's like the voice of Overwatch.
Jeff Kaplan?
Yeah.
He's a good face, and I'm sure he's stressed. I'm sure he deals with a lot of nasty things, and it's kind of clear in the language.
Well, and
he uses.
the weird thing is then people blame him for stuff too.
Yeah,
and it's like he's just the mouthpiece.
Yeah. But
as far as I know, I mean, whatever.
Yeah, but I think they're doing that a right way. I think they're doing like he's Batman. You know, he has to bear that.
Right.
Yeah.
He's the hero we need, but not the hero we deserve.
He's like, let him hate me. And so I think it's okay to have that person on the team who's good at it, who can communicate things, who's very honest with people, And it's kind of like everything Jones always talks about is EA should have a Jeff Kaplan. We watch videos and he's talking about these microtransactions. Like that'd be the best case scenario.
Who comes
right?
out and is like, hey,
yeah,
we're evil. Mm-hmm. We messed it up.
Well, it's oops.
Yeah.
You have the you're comfortable being like, whoa, that didn't work out the way we wanted it to.
Right.
And it's like, that is so refreshing and so great and will endear me so much to a company of like, whoa, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, there's like, oh, we had these expectations. This worked out. Not what we planned. So we're going to do a little detour here.
Yeah,
and
it's so funny. I thought that's
the wrong message is always just like business as usual.
I thought that's what the 75% off was.
Yeah.
I thought that's what that was, and you're just like, no, dude, that's not what that
It's
is.
so quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? That was my first reaction. Wow, that was quick. I was actually taking a nap, and like we were shooting something in here, and I
woke you up.
Woke up from my nap and checked my phone. That's the first thing I saw.
was
wow,
like-
look at that! And then was like, wait a minute.
In the span of us shooting Frame Trap, where Hubert was super pissed about them doing it, in that 12 hours where Frame Trap was happening,
Yeah.
they changed their minds. They
Yeah.
changed it. Yeah.
But I mean, most of that conversation is still relevant.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
And that's why I didn't want to cover it too much. It was
well,
like
I think
yeah.
what you said is right, where it's like, hey, we're slashing it by 75%, when really it's still, hey, it's 50% higher than it needs to be.
Yeah.
It's like a sale at Bloomingdale's or whatever. It's like
Bloomingdale's.
the sale price is still $200 higher than what it actually costs.
Yeah.
I don't know, Bloomingdale's?
They're
Is that
notorious.
expensive? I don't know.
Yeah. Bloomingdale's. They're awesome.
Monsters
Yeah.
at Bloomingdale's.
Thank you for the question. AMP says, Will. Ian,
Oh.
Randy Verschuren.
Verschuren.
Oh, you got to hit that R like
I
a
love
D,
that
huh?
one. Verschuren.
You are a creative genius. Okay, we got a
I
game.
am?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Hey, if you just want to send in little
Hey.
compliments to the people who are going to be on the panel, absolutely.
Thank
Are we time stamping that one?
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll timestamp
I
that.
can't wait to see it. 1 hour 48 minutes. Ian's a genius. 1 hour
Creative
49 minutes.
Yeah.
Moving on.
All right, let's do a quick game. Let's wrap up with a quick game.
Covered that one fast.
This might not be a quick game, actually. Let's see.
Genius in quotes.
This is one I thought was really
Creative.
interesting. Just like a ton of information. And it was last week. It actually wasn't submitted this week. And I was like, no, I liked that from last week. I pulled it from last week. Okay, here we go.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah. Hey, allies. I have a game that might be interesting for you. Super Mario Odyssey was teased in October of 2016. Right, we just saw some hops in what we now know as Toast Arena. Revealed in January of 2017. That was when it was called Super Mario Odyssey. Didn't know about the hat tricks at that point, but that was like the title reveal. And released in October of 2017. A 1 year cycle, all told. So we're talking about stuff like that. But as we've seen, this isn't always the case, and that isn't always the case depending on the publisher and internal development issues. Here are several time spans from earliest official tease announcement to reveal, no leaks, or earliest launch date.
Love it.
Which of these games' announcements to release date time period matches each of the following? And what's cool about these is that each of them are pretty short. Each of these is like, oh, that actually was really short. You know,
Resident Evil 7.
We think of, yeah, exactly. We think of things that are like super long normally. Okay, so we're talking about a release span of 11 months and 21 days. Is it New Super Mario Bros. Wii, Super Mario Galaxy 2, or Super Mario 3D World?
I'd vote Galaxy 2.
I'd vote Galaxy 2.
I think Galaxy 2 is faster than that. I think. For
Yeah, it might be.
3D World's the answer, I think.
The
that
answer
C?
is Super Mario Galaxy 2.
Oh.
We were just talking about that on Friendcode, actually.
I thought it was announced like that year
So it
and
was
released
announced-
in the same year.
It was in
11 months, yeah.
Yeah, 11 months,
at
21 days.
GDC.
So it was announced at E3 2009 at June 2nd, 2009, and on May 23rd, 2010, it was released.
That's 11 months. Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I thought that was a shorter time frame. Never mind.
Oh,
Christmas makes it feel short.
I'm sorry. We're not going with the fastest because New Super Mario Bros. Wii was 5 months, 12 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's throwing you off.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait, was
okay.
that was announced
not
at
the
E3
shortest answer,
2006,
it's the
and that
It's
accurate
actually
answer.
the longest. It's the longest. Super Mario 3D World was 9 months. Dang,
that's
Mario
right.
games come out.
He got Damiani.
Mario
on
games
a Mario
come
title.
out.
Mario games come out. Okay. Sorry, Damiani. I think I set up the game wrong. It's not necessarily the fastest. It's what is this particular
What is the
time
truth?
frame.
Oh, okay.
Because our next one is 1 year, 10 months, 23 days. Is it Grand Theft Auto 5, Red Dead Redemption, or LA Noire?
Man, I have no idea about Red Dead. I was so blind with Red Dead's advertising. I had to
What
be
was the
told
first one?
way after the fact. That first Red Dead
Grand
trailer,
Theft
I
Auto
was like,
5.
what is this? I never even saw it that first
Yeah.
trailer.
GTA 5, I feel like got hyped for a long time.
I'm thinking GTA 5. I have no recollection of the other two, the length of the other two campaigns.
L.A. Noire, I feel like it was shorter, but
could be, but because I remember there was a lot of talk.
They talked about that.
They announced it and then just kind of went away for a little bit, and they came back. Yeah, L.A. Noire. Yeah,
this game isn't fair because I know the answers. This is a fun discussion.
L.A. Noire. I think we'll get my vote.
Damiani.
So I'll vote for the one. I'll vote Red Dead since everyone else voted other ones.
Everyone's a winner.
Well, Ian, what'd you do? You do
I'll
GTA?
stick with GTA.
The answer is GTA 5.
Woo!
And that was October 2011, and then September 2013 is when it came out. Nice. Red Dead Redemption, very close, is 1 year, 3 months. L.A. Noire is 5 years.
Yeah, I was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was gonna say it's like
you had it. You were just explaining why it took
there.
so long.
It was there and then it disappeared.
L.A. Noire is forever.
Yeah. L.A. Noire. That's
because didn't they like change like the company change?
The original teaser was not gameplay. It was just like a street. It was very dark. It was like super black. Like it was really only just like highlights of
5 years, 9
buildings and
months.
stuff. It had such a really interesting visual style.
Yeah.
In that first teaser.
Okay.
5 years.
So funny. The L.A. Noire teaser I can remember, and the Red Dead teaser's like, eh. It's like my favorite game.
Probably
of all
a
time.
horse silhouette.
All right, so we're doing 11 months, 17 days, kind of the same time frame. Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 11, or Final Fantasy 10.
What was the time frame?
11 months, 17 days.
11 got delayed a bunch, didn't it, Damiani?
Hey, don't cheat.
Say them again.
What?
10 came out pretty quick.
Talking about it.
He's sharing knowledge with you.
Say the options again.
Oh, Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 11, or Final Fantasy 10.
7 can't be the U.S. release. It'd have to be the Japanese release.
Yes, we are going by the soonest release.
Yeah, then that's either 7 or 10.
I think it's 10.
11 also came out pretty quick in Japan, too. It came out in the U.S. later.
I feel good about 10.
I think it's 10.
Hang on.
What are you calculating right now?
I remember the EGM magazine I read that covered covered 10 and 11 and the Final Fantasy movie.
Yeah.
Spirits Within.
It was so crazy. It was like
they were all coming out.
8 was about to come out, and they're like, look at 9, 10, and 11. It's like, what? What?
Yeah,
It was
I
the
remember that.
craziest
I was
thing,
like,
yeah.
what?
Yeah, that was insane.
Dude, 10 had some. No.
I remember that.
10 had some. Oh, no, that came out after the PS2 footage of 10. That wasn't the original reveal. Maybe it was.
I imagine Damiani visualizing like a library.
Yeah,
Oh, I
seriously,
know.
can you
It's
just
like-
see it in their mind? Like, oh,
Yeah.
It's like
gonna-
information like
okay.
coming by him. Like
So
the
from
Matrix.
it's just from its announcement, public announcement when it was
Announcement to
released.
first
So not
release.
development. Going
Yeah.
to Final
Or like
Fantasy
a
7.
Sherlock
Yeah.
Holmes. He's in his in memory palace right now.
Final Fantasy 7.
It's just EGM magazines.
The answer is Final Fantasy VII. He pulled out that magazine. He got it. It was revealed in Japanese magazine Dengeki PlayStation S, Volume 17, on February 14th, 1996, and then released
Valentine's
on
Day.
January 31st, 1997.
Wow.
In Japan. Wow. Isn't that crazy? Just like, here's Final Fantasy VII in some magazine, and then 11 months, 17 days later, it comes out.
It's tricky because back then I feel like magazines were the way things were revealed more.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that was the way to reveal
It's
a
the
game.
way to do
Yeah,
it.
even websites didn't get big revealed info. It was always magazines.
But you would think that Final Fantasy VII would be hyped for years. 11 was 2 years, and 10 was 1 year, 5 months.
So 11 was close.
11 was close.
Yeah, they're all
They're all
close.
similar.
No, 11 was 2 years.
But wasn't it like 1 year, 11 months? Was the other? Or just 11 months?
It was 11 months, 17 days.
Oh,
Yeah,
never
yeah,
mind.
So
That was 1
doubled
year.
it.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Talking about 10 months and 11 days. Kingdom Hearts 2, Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, or Kingdom Hearts? This one's impossible. How are you even going to guess this?
Birth by Sleep?
Jeez, I don't remember Kingdom Hearts' announcement.
I'm going Birth by Sleep because 1 and 2 probably took forever.
Yeah, Birth by Sleep.
No, but we're not talking about development time. We're talking about when they were first announced. to
No,
when
that's
they
what
were
I'm saying.
released.
Yeah,
Even
That's
that.
what's interesting
Maybe
about this, yeah.
one.
The mainline ones are
Maybe
like.
Kingdom Hearts 1.
No, Birth by Sleep got announced, and I think it took a while to come out.
Oh. Then Kingdom Hearts 1, yeah.
Yeah, I'm feeling 1.
What do you got, Damiani?
Just trying to remember.
No, come on. We got to wrap up
You
this
want my
podcast,
gut then
man.
too?
Go
Kingdom
with
Hearts
your gut.
2 would be my guess.
The answer is Kingdom Hearts 1. Yeah. Kingdom Hearts Birth
Suck
by
it,
Sleep
Damiani.
and 2 are 2 years. Those are 2 years from
Wow,
announcement
what was
to
that
release.
first trailer like?
Kingdom Hearts 2?
1.
Oh, yeah.
What was the first look?
I
at Kingdom
guarantee
Hearts?
it started on a beach with the
Yeah,
sun.
one probably
Yeah.
had the smallest gap. Then Every other one's had so much trouble.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
That was probably a smart guess.
2 years, 11 months, and 28 days. So this is
Wow.
our longest one that we've been targeting so far.
2 years.
And this is Damiani time. Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, or
Not Ocarina of Time.
Legend of
Get
Zelda
that out
Twilight
of there.
Princess.
Okay, so Twilight Princess was Oh, but does it have to be like when it was revealed with a title or not a title? Because 2000 E3,
I think just revealed.
Yeah, revealed.
E3 2004 was the first time Twilight Princess was revealed with no thing, and it came out in November of 2006. So that's over 2 years. How many? What was it?
Oh, you nailed the Twilight Princess. We're
the-
looking at 2 years, 11 months.
That's too long then, because 2 years from it would be May. 2 years from May would be May 2006, and then June, July, August, September, October, November. That would have been 2 years, 6 months for Twilight Princess.
Twilight Princess, 2 years, 6 months, 8 days.
Yeah.
You are a miracle human being.
If you give me enough time, I would have got the days.
Okay,
So
just
it's
give
always
them
so
the time,
so it's
Kyle.
so it's
Either
the Wind
Ocarina or Wind Waker.
But it's a
either-
Wind Waker. So the Wind Waker.
Yeah, Wind
here's the
Waker's my
trick.
bet.
Do they go by the Space World 2001 reveal?
The chandelier.
We are looking at that.
which was in
Yeah.
It was in either August, September of 2001.
August of
And
2001.
it came out in Japan in December of 2002.
Absolutely, that is true. However, that is 1 year and 3 months.
Uh-oh.
Ocarina of Time
And
was
we're looking at 2 years, 11 months.
so Ocarina of Time was revealed as Zelda 64 in 1995,
Yes.
and it came out in 1998.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little more over 2 years.
No, it was 3 years.
That's 2 years, 11 months, and 28 days.
No, it was over 3 years.
No.
It was over 3 years because it came out in November of 1998. It was like revealed in like some Nintendo Power thing, the first screenshot in like spring of 1995.
Earliest reveal video was
Video? That's a video. I'm talking about like a screenshot
This
of
happened-
Nintendo Power.
This happened at Nintendo Space World 1995.
That's a video.
November
a trade
24th,
show.
1995.
It was a Nintendo Power before that.
I love it.
No,
I love it. I
that's
absolutely
not right.
cannot argue with him on this. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way. It's impossible.
I
Wow.
believe.
I did not see this game going that way.
Great. I mean,
if you
he
go
gets the
by-
right answer, you know.
I mean, if you're not going by magazine,
Give or take a month or two.
We did magazines before.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you did Dengeki. So
It's possible
Yeah.
that the person who did an amazing amount of research missed one thing.
I don't think so. I'm going with Joe on this.
I mean,
who
if
submitted this, by the way.
it didn't. It was just called Zelda Coming to the Project Reality. So, and it had a screen, but like, do you count that or not? I guess. Like,
Yeah.
this is really technical.
Oh,
This is
I see.
project-
So you're
yeah,
talking about
like-
the one with Link
yeah,
with
I'm
the
sorry.
lame tunic in the woods? That one?
It was something else other than
Yeah.
that actually, but that was pretty
Okay.
early too.
Like, does
so,
that count as a
yeah,
tech
like
demo?
it's like where do you count that? Like it was
Right.
officially announced as like the real game.
Yeah.
Right.
Which I'll give that to them if that's like
Sure.
where they were putting the marketing push for that.
Right.
But a Zelda on N64, like a real thing, not just it's just like here Zelda is there, was before that. There was something before that.
Okay. That was a fun game. Love and respect.
Definitely.
Joe, thank you, Joe. It is now time for bets. And actually, I think to me it is fascinating to look at reveals to release. It always seems
I love
like
it. It's my
3 or
favorite.
4 years.
It's everything to me.
Yeah.
that span of time. Because it's so precious and you can never get it back.
Right.
Yeah.
And it can all just come crashing down in a day. Whereas, the last year and a half, we just screwed it up. Damn
Yeah.
it. You know, the whole perception. PUBG, we were talking about it now. It's like, where are we in the, that game just happened. It was just available. You could go get it. You know, it's like there was no advertising,
Or
period,
like
as far as I know for
when
PUBG. The
Minecraft-
advertisement was the game being played.
Yeah.
So
When
it's,
Minecraft finally came out, we
Yeah.
were like, what?
it's so
Yeah.
it's so fascinating how
It's
different
been out for
companies
4
approach
years.
Oh yeah.
that announcement.
That's why I'm so pumped on Ghost of Tsushima. Ooh, they correct me on that actually too. Tsushima.
Huh.
Equal emphasis.
Oh yeah, there's no stressing of
Sushi.
syllables
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Japanese. Yeah.
Oh.
But it's like Kojima. We all say Kojima, and it should be Kojima. It's like, all right.
Kojima.
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 Sweet Kodan.
He probably likes it said like that though.
Kojima.
Kojima.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. I
It
can
must be
Stress
whispered.
both. Stress both.
stress all.
Kojima.
Right. Stress all. Stress everything.
Yeah, stress all 3 syllables.
Anyway,
I do.
I love that game was saved for a reveal. I love reveals. Anyway, time for bets. Next week's bet: Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, coming out this Friday. Both games on the same day.
Yay.
Don't they always?
Yes.
That'd be weird.
I was like,
Yeah, has
that'd
any
be
Pokemon
really
ever
bizarre.
not been the same day?
No.
Wouldn't it be
Just
cool
like
if
of
it,
anything,
wouldn't it be cool if
not
they
just the
sold
main line.
Sun
You know
like
what? In Japan, when
Yeah.
it was red, blue, and green, red, green, and then blue. I think that there's a staggeredness to
Okay.
that. What's
It'd
up?
be cool if they started selling Sun at like 8 a.m. and they did sell Moon until like 6
That would be
p.m.
funny.
Jones, it's not too late. Let's call GameStop. I would love it. It's good. It's cute.
You rush in, you're like, I'm ready. It's like, oh,
You got.
they
You can
should
have
do-
Sun.
look outside, buddy. You're not buying
Yeah.
Moon yet.
Moon is the night before, maybe.
Oh, okay.
And then
Oh,
Sun
okay.
is the morning.
Well, we'll see.
Which
We'll
one?
see what should be sold first
Which
next
one
week.
of those two games will be higher on Amazon.com's bestsellers list, and where will that game that is higher will that rank?
I'm going with my fave. It's gonna be Sun, and it's gonna be number 6.
Ian.
I'm going with Moon because I like that better. An 8th.
Damiani.
Ultra Sun number 1.
Ooh, Ultra Sun number 1.
When I put this in, I knew it was going to be Sun.
I did.
Sun
Ultra.
did better
Yeah, I'm with you. Ultra Moon number 4.
Oh, really?
I'm with you.
Didn't you do this bet when that came out originally and Sun did better?
A year ago, yes.
Sun did better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Ultra
Maybe
Moon,
people learned their lesson.
number
Maybe people
4.
were-
Moon now.
But I like that. We're split on our teams. This is interesting.
Yeah.
Superior Silver.
Let me lock those in. Last week's bet. It's about a very popular game called Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Which looks and sounds spectacular. I finally saw somebody actually playing it like in front of me. Hubert brought it over and he was showing Brad and they were running around and like gorgeous.
Too bad.
Man, is Sweet Justice on this one?
Just an absolute. I don't know. Yeah, it'd be interesting to reach out. But yeah, phenomenal looking and sounding game.
Yeah.
That unfortunately.
Not enough.
Hubert says the campaign is awful, and I still want to play it.
I'm curious.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially because some of this, I'm not going to say
power of
anything,
Star
but like,
Wars.
I didn't see what I would call spoilers, but I saw some people hinting at some other involvement of other characters I didn't know were involved. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Curious, possibly setting stuff up for other films.
Yeah. Hubert can do everything he can to say, Kyle, please don't play this, and I'm still curious.
Yeah.
Anyway, that released this week. That released on Tuesday, November 14th. At this point, how many words will be in the Wikipedia entry for the game's protagonist, Eden Versio? Jones, you bet 900. Ian, you bet 700. Sorry, Bloodworth bet 751 in your seat.
It's probably the first time that mistake has ever been made.
You're so similar. Huber bet 864. I bet 2,114. The actual number of words currently in the Wikipedia entry is 1,298. Brendan Jones is our winner.
Oh.
Did you already know?
What?
You were giving me the look. You were giving me the look.
You
like,
were looking
it's
at
coming.
him the whole time you said the answer.
Yeah.
Of course
He was
you
giving
knew.
me the look.
I just like it when
Because
you
you were
look at me,
looking
Kyle.
at me.
What's
What
the
did
look?
Blood bet?
Blood would bet 900.
What did you bet?
No, I
Sorry,
bet
no.
900.
Blood bet 751.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
too low.
If it was higher than 900, we won.
Yeah.
That was Red Eagles.
Yeah. So yeah.
So.
Oh, you're right. Well, yeah. So that brings. This is interesting. Purple Platypi to 19. Red Eagles 27. Which officially means you can never catch up. So maybe I have to like add like no. I want to Jones. I want to like do like a Tekken 7 comeback bonus or something like that.
I've been.
Are we
this is-
opposed to that?
I was literally thinking about this system the other
Yeah.
day and why you guys always win.
Yeah.
I do think that there must be some kind of like statistical theory that would support that two people always doing the thing, like having the practice or something, will always beat.
The practice
7
of
random
Wikipedia
people.
word entries?
No, but I'm saying like I don't know, but like
We've never
I
done
never know the previous bet coming in, and I never find out if I'm right.
Yeah.
So I never learn from my own guesses.
I get that. I absolutely
So
get
like
that.
I never know how far off my bets are, whereas you guys see the results of your own stuff every time.
Yes.
It's a broken system.
We are changing.
and I cannot support it.
I've already announced. We're changing the system in 2018.
To what?
I've not announced that.
Ah.
I do want to point out that y'all were on a streak. You guys won straight for like 6 weeks or something crazy.
Oh, well,
So
that's
we
that-
were way
see
in
where that
advance,
got
and
us.
then like
Yeah.
they caught up.
Yeah, but Jones.
Well, that's over.
We can't lose now. Red Eagles
What
have
is the
winning.
score?
Purple Platypi 19. Red Eagles 26. So
there
yeah.
aren't enough episodes for us to catch up.
Yeah, not enough episodes.
Hey man, them's the
Maybe
break.
we just do more podcasts.
Or for every hour of podcast,
Yeah,
we
what do-
do another bet.
We just do like lots of bets.
every hour.
Jones says it at 12:30 a.m. in the morning. Maybe we just do more podcasts.
Love and respect.
Love and respect. Let me tell you a little bit about patreon.com/easyallies. What?
You're just so tired.
I'm not tired. I'm Regis, baby. I'm wired.
I got tired. I'm wired.
I'm not tired. I'm wired. Patreon.com/easyallies is a cool website to go to if you are interested in supporting the Easy Allies, the people you see and hear before you. We exist because of that Patreon.
Entirely.
entirely. Not entirely. But most of where we come from
Twitch
is,
as well.
Yeah.
66%.
Yeah, I would say about 66.
That's more.
Yeah,
like 88.
Yeah, it shows the honesty. It's more.
It's way more.
It is way more. Anyway, that's how we exist. There's interesting things to see there about the stuff that we make, the stuff we can do for you, and the stuff you can do for us. So it's a cool website to check out. And that's all I'll do for Patreon. How do we do on our goals? Damiani?
Pretty sure I said way more than 3 times.
I'm pretty sure you did. Here's the thing, Damiani.
I'm pretty sure you did.
Like, learning not to say you got to go to like a speech therapist for that.
Yeah.
It's just hard. And we talked about it a little last week. I don't dislike I'm okay with it.
I think it's the hard hold on it.
Yeah.
That's what people are like, can you just move along? Like say, okay, so let's talk about this today.
Whoa.
Instead of going, so let's
It's
like
the
that.
it's the
That
drag.
difference.
There's a
Yes.
lot of, whenever I set
Yeah.
time code for the podcast, there's a lot of time codes that start with you going, okay, so here we're gonna do bets. And we're like, okay, now we're gonna do something else.
There's a
so
term-
just the long hold of the or if you do it, say
So you're saying
20.
I hold my ums for too long?
Your arms are long. I'm just, it's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. But also,
All right.
Also, when you say it 20 times in the span of 2 minutes, when there's more ums than actual words communicating your point.
Jon Stewart always got away with a lot of ums.
There's a term for I can't remember what it is, but there's a term for these like thinking words. Like Japanese, like ano.
Yeah.
There's a word for those, and they're there because you're thinking while you're speaking, and you don't want someone else to wrest the conversation from you.
It's very difficult for me because I think a lot. I'm a thought-heavy person, and so Jones, maybe that's the prolonged ums. There are a lot of thoughts happening in those moments.
I got a pro tip on Twitter. It said replace with so.
No.
So.
So
I just say like a
I
lot.
got yelled at for using so.
Yeah,
far.
I don't
So
like so.
sounds very
I've gone
pretentious.
through phases. I keep replacing that thinking word with something else, and every time eventually someone's like, "Can you say something else?" It's like, all right, time to move on to the next word to replace that.
Just do what Jeff Goldblum does and just do them all.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a good tip. I also like positive words. Like, what about if it's just dude? Just like dude. We should think of. Okay, Ian.
sarcophagus.
How'd you? We know you thought about synths at one point.
At
in this
one point
podcast.
I
Was
did,
that the
but
only point?
there were a few points where I was not thinking about synths.
Cool.
I will say it was most of it. There was a part of my brain thinking about synths,
Wow.
but there were a few where I wasn't.
Cool.
Yeah, so I made it. I made it out.
Brandon Jones, how did you do on your goal? Remind me your goal.
To the little Mario
Oh, yeah.
exclamation.
Oh yeah.
And I did it when we were talking about Mario. Mm-hmm. So that felt good.
I did the exact same one on the friend code that will premiere after this episode. So you like beat me to that wahoo.
Right.
But you shot it first, and now we know.
Yeah, that's why I said that. So I get the credit for that.
Yeah.
That's mine.
We think you're very cool.
Yeah, thank you. I absolutely forgot what my goal was.
To be heavier by the end.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Let me go check.
Oh, I literally thought you were
He's
going
going
to do
off,
heavy atmosphere.
He's on that.
He's taking off his pants, which I don't know why he's doing that.
Jeans weigh like 5 pounds.
Oh,
Yeah, jeans
okay.
weigh
It's
a
not.
lot.
Yeah. Well, if they're.
He did it.
I did it!
It's all that Red Bull weight.
And you took your sweater off, which was really impressive. Still.
Yeah, you started with a sweater on, a hoodie on.
I gained 4 pounds.
Proud of you.
It's this nervous weight.
Nervous weight.
Oh, jeez.
How long has this episode been?
This is 2. This
Okay.
is 2
It's
plus.
a solid 2.
We're rolling right into 2. Jones,
Yeah.
you have won because you got that bet right.
Yep.
You have the right and responsibility to share your Twitter handle with the world.
Whoa.
You get to promote any Easy Eyes video you would like to promote. You get to get the final word on anything you've disagreed with, you want to reiterate, or simply just that you thought of right now. And you get to sign off with your trademark sign off.
Nice. You can follow me at Trailer Jones. You absolutely need to watch the latest Easy Update Opinion Yell because it's fantastic.
What is
many
that?
many things are great about it. Easy Update is a show that Ian produces every week for Easy Allies. And
What's opinion, yo?
the Opinion Yell episode was a remnant of game trailers and a name that we're taking back. Thank you very much. There were a lot of safe,
It was never an official show.
a lot of tiptoeing we did. When we first started Easy Allies, just to be safe. Like where we created new names for all of our stuff. But that one's ours. Darn it, we're keeping it. And it was nice. It felt like putting an old pair of shoes back on. It was nice, like doing a show. That we used to do. It's pretty much the same format. And One of my favorite things about Easy Update, I just love it when we get goofy. I just love it. I love when we all have to do that. I love when someone goes up and does something silly, and so now it's like, all right, like I don't feel nervous that I got to be funny, but like I know I got to go up, and I know I got to commit, and I know I got to stare at people. Like staring at Huber in that experience tube. None of you know what that's like. None of you know what it's like to stare at Michael Huber through that thing.
Not Huber, yeah.
So that was very special. But just the way the whole thing came together, it was very funny, the editing and stuff. I love just like when two people are talking and like the rim. I love when somebody just goes along like the border of the video. And a lot of comments from people about do more of that. And so it's if you've been looking for kind of more irreverent, funny, us just goofing around, short format, I think it's like 8 minutes, like 6 minutes? Yeah, 6 or 8 minutes.
5:40, I think.
Yeah.
And
you're in your app. It's great.
I like that as Mario versus Zelda. It's an entirely pointless argument.
There's a little bit, there's a little bit of truth in there, Like
there's a lot of bit of truth.
It's like
most of it is true.
We definitely try to amplify some of our frustrations there, but like there's you can't fake some of that.
Yeah.
But wonderfully produced by Ian Haig, so very, very good.
I mean, everyone did a great job.
Unfortunately, the Mario sound effect is all mine. That was entirely 120% taking credit for that. I own that in the week of November 14th, 2017, as of Easy Allies. To all of you watching and listening at home, cheers. I am enjoying these microtransactions.